Okay, that's my cut from there.
But for real, like I've seen people inject it with butter and all that stuff, and no, sorry. I fried it. I've tried it fried. Don't like it.
I have to remind myself.
We're jumping into like turkey, like straight up turkey.
I have to remind myself that this guy here
It is turkey season.
does not have a grill.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not talking about that thing you put.
No. Stop. Hold on. I had a grill when we moved. I got robbed. Okay, they literally robbed my grill, and they took everything.
How long ago was this?
Last year.
Okay, so you've had 12 months to replace your grill.
I bake everything. I work out. I don't I don't eat fried food. Well, sometimes, but
That's what I want to talk to you about. What you ate on the way. I was expecting like a Wagyu steak or something.
Dude. I mean, I had to take
I
got home at 5:15. I had to take the dogs out. They've been in the apartment
hippos.
all day. Yeah, the hippos, the house hippos. And take them out for a walk. And now the wind's blowing. It's cool outside. They're like,
You can smell everything.
like Cujos, man. They're wanting to be all around.
How did your Wagyu steak ended up being?
I messed it up. Ended up
Shocker.
getting dry. I cooked it on the skillet in the Blackstone, and it didn't work.
You got a sear and then reverse sear.
That's what I did, but
Or you put it on indirect heat on the grill.
Or a smoker.
I should have came over your house and put it on your grill.
Yeah, I have 2 grills in my garage.
I could take one.
Multitask.
Are you offering me one?
You should.
No. I'll help you go pick one out.
No. I want your grill.
Huh?
I'll take your grill.
My grill is well seasoned, my friend.
I think after
season a grill.
Yeah.
We're not rolling, right?
And this is why.
And cut.
I'm just.
Hold on, because I
I'm
did not
just
know
telling you, dude. And this is why.
I have a Blackstone. You have to season those too.
Yeah, you have to season those.
What?
Cast iron.
You have to season a smoker.
Cast iron.
Anything that's you have to season it so it won't stick, and then it helps the flavoring of it. It's called seasoning it.
I have a cast iron. That's what I cooked it on, and
Yeah.
I overcooked it.
So did you season the cast iron ever?
No.
Okay. Yeah. There's this thing called YouTube. It's amazing.
Let me pull it up for you.
It's amazing, right? So like cast iron is one of the oldest ways of pots and pans, right?
I guess.
It's worse than I thought.
What?
This is gonna be easy.
Yeah. So I actually, before I got his phone number, I saw him make some food on Instagram, and that's how we became friends. But now he don't have a grill and doesn't season.
Ramen's not food, dude.
Doesn't
No,
it was
Microwave
You can make
water.
it taste good though.
it was some seafood. You don't need I don't think you can do seafood on cast iron, right?
Yes, you
You
can.
can.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
Alfredo.
We don't
Grilling
talk about
tips.
Alfredo's American, by the way.
Yeah.
Rotating cast iron cooking grids are coated with a matte porcelain finish.
Yeah.
It is necessary to season and re-season cast iron cooking grids.
You have to season your smoker.
Help protect the porcelain coating. Prevent food from
Because of the
Oh.
iron.
and protect the cooking grids from
Ray, you're such a Padawan. You have a lot to learn.
Protects it from getting rusty.
I didn't know that.
It makes it easier to clean.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Padawan.
Young Padawan.
Padawan. Star Wars
I
reference.
ain't got that. Sorry. I let him say it because I was like, hey.
This is what happens when you're only 12 years old.
All right.
Yep.
So-
Game on.
Ray, I love you, dude, but you're an interloper, man. You have a lot to learn. How old are you?
37.
Wow.
Yeah.
37.
Am I the youngest one here?
Yeah.
No.
No.
36.
36.
37.
Dang.
37 years in the dark.
Hey.
After last episode, I thought it would be really entertaining to bring y'all two together because you guys are friends, but so different in every way possible, right? We're going to find out in
Yeah,
which
from
ways
opposite
today.
ends of the country. Well, the continent, so to speak.
You have one thing in common, though.
Oh, yeah.
We
We
love
got a couple
God.
of things.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you got more than that in common.
I think so.
No, man. He's no grill.
We're going to
doesn't
find,
like
we're not
turkey.
leaving this room until we find common.
Two things. Two things.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
I've never, ever not had a moist turkey. That's for all you people that get triggered by the word moist.
So, are we getting into the details on how to make a moist turkey, or are
You
we?
can't.
Why can't we?
see,
It's dry.
no,
It doesn't matter
it's
what
just
you
not
do.
It's
cooked
dry
right.
for you who doesn't know how to do anything like that.
You know
You
what?
know what the key is?
What?
Okay. What do you put on your turkey? First of all,
I don't cook
hold on.
turkey.
Oh,
Okay,
turkey.
well that's communism right there. It's coming up on Turkey Day, man. Thanksgiving. You gotta have. What do you have? Like a
Pernil.
gamish
It's
hen?
Puerto Rican. It's pernil. It's I guess pork shoulders. I guess.
Okay, Pork-
Hey, that's
Puerto
good.
Rican food is
Yeah,
good.
that's
But you're in America, bro. it's
Puerto Rico
Thanksgiving.
is American. What you talking about?
Technically,
They well
might
Ain't
as
you
well
an
be.
AP teacher? Right?
they're
New York was America first.
they're an asterisk. They're an asterisk. You know.
Oh man.
But this is not
There'll
even this is
never
not
be
even
a-
New York versus Texas. This is just America, right? So turkey
Well,
is
so if we're talking about, we're going to talk about the U.S.
okay.
Okay.
So the most American thing we could possibly talk
on
about is
Thanksgiving.
turkey.
Turkey and dressing, man.
It's coming up, right?
Mm.
I think the
You don't
audience.
you've never cooked a turkey.
I've never cooked a turkey.
Then how do you know your turkey's dry?
I'm not the one who cooks it. I just ate everybody else's, and it was never
Well, then
good.
you're the people that fix those. You know, they jacked it up. That poor bird died for a bad cause. When I go buy a turkey at the store, that turkey spirit's looking down. I was like, thank goodness.
So last time I was
Daryl's
here
gonna
with
cook
you,
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to do it right.
last time I was here with you, we were talking about white gravy and brown gravy.
He's
So
a brown gravy
I would
guy, man.
agree
I
with you that turkey is the
Calm
down.
only thing that is better with brown gravy. Can we agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree
Yeah.
with that.
Right.
So I had to give you a master class on how to smoke a turkey.
Ooh,
There's a
smoked
lot of
turkey.
different. There's a lot of different ways to do it. The problem with doing turkey or chicken, if you smoke it, the dark meat cooks faster.
Yeah,
But by the way, the dark meat's the better meat,
Yes.
the more
yeah, it's
flavorful
good.
meat.
More moist.
So-
yeah.
I take my turkey, I take it out of the bag, drain all the juices off of it, wash it off, pat it down with a paper towel, make sure it's good and dry.
Uh-huh.
Salt and pepper. That's it. I just do salt and pepper. I don't do no. You inject it. You're trying to bring it back to life. No,
So you dry brine it.
no, I don't. Just salt and pepper.
Yeah, dry brine.
And while my smoker's getting ready, I just salt and pepper.
Just salt and pepper.
Just salt and pepper, bro.
That's not. Ugh, no.
You don't even do one. Dude, you
I, mean,
mocking-
I like flavor.
you
Salt
eat-
and pepper just sounds.
You
so
eat that
dull.
turkey like on a Christmas vacation, man. You cut it open, it splits open, man. It's like eating brittle.
And,
If it's not that Cajun roasted turkey from HEB, it's not
See,
good.
you see,
Well, my brother would deep
I mean,
fry
there's,
'em.
there are other good turkeys.
Try to
I-
deep
but I-
fry. I
but
still
I-
didn't like it.
I'll smoke it with pecan and hickory wood for like 2 hours, and then I take it off, and then I put it in a turkey bag, and I put it in the oven until it finishes cooking. Probably about 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on the size of the bird. And guess what? Not dry.
the turkey bag keeps all the moisture. It creates convection, right?
Turkey's not better than ham. I'm gonna leave it at
Oh
that. Sorry.
man, those are like fighting words.
I'm sorry. Ham, you can't go wrong.
So, bacon is better than turkey.
Okay.
What about turkey bacon?
Oh,
Turkey bacon is.
It's sacrilegious.
All right, so
communist.
It's communism.
communism. All right, so here's
Turkey bacon's not good.
do you have ham for Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Both.
Okay. How do you do it?
That's another thing. I don't cook it. I go to people's houses to eat.
Mom, grandma, everybody
Yeah.
cooking.
Well, then you can't complain about the food if you don't prepare it.
But look, when I say turkey, since I was young, I've never tasted a turkey good. It was always dry. It's just, and you could put gravy on it, but I feel like if it's that good, you shouldn't have to put nothing on it.
No, I don't. You know what gravy I put on my turkey?
None.
None. You know why?
None gravy?
You know why? Because
Why?
I don't need it. Because my turkey's juicy.
This year,
Is
when
it
you
moist?
cook it, I need you to cut me a piece and bring it.
Easy doable.
If you're lucky enough, I mean,
It won't be as moist by the time you get it.
But
Yeah.
but back to
needs to be fresh.
salt and pepper. Like we can put a little bit more flavor into these.
Yeah,
turkeys.
like slap your
doesn't
mama
need
on
it.
it or something.
like stuff done right, like beef, especially steaks. We're in Texas, right? Like you don't need to do any of this
it just needs
celery,
salt and
pepper,
pepper.
salt, pepper, and cooked correctly.
Yeah,
But
turkey, salt and pepper.
like James was saying, the HEB Cajun turkey. I mean, the flavors is.
Well, yeah, I mean,
oh man.
Yeah, but when I'm making turkey for Thanksgiving, it's salt and pepper. Put it on the smoker, let it smoke. I can add stuff to it later. I don't need to.
Are you a big cranberry guy? No.
No, because growing up we had Mom, I love you, but we had that canned cranberry, and so it comes out as a cylinder.
Yeah.
Like a purple blob.
Yep.
Look like Grimace from the old McDonald's commercials. Ugh.
Some
Now-
traditions are okay to go away.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it was easy. So we bought Ocean Spray because Ocean Spray has a manufacturing plant in my hometown. So we'd get Ocean Spray. I was never a big cranberry guy. Now, mix it in with the turkey and the dressing, with the gravy on top,
Oh yeah.
and that hits pretty good. But I'm not a big cranberry guy.
I saw this video of them
That's a
like
Yankee thing.
how they flood where the cranberry, so that way.
The berries rise up.
Yeah,
off the ground.
I thought that was crazy cool, but that's signed like a waiver because there's like more spiders than there are like cranberries in that field.
Yeah, well, you're
I
not
believe it.
gonna catch this guy out there, man. I'm not a big fan of the arachnids.
All right, cool.
There's only they allow a certain amount of crustacean.
Oh yeah. The other ingredient.
The other
That's what
ingredient.
gives it the spice.
That's the flavor that you're looking for.
No, I don't want that flavor.
So you've never smoked a ham.
I've never cooked a ham. No, other people have. Yes, I've tried it. I believe my mom used to do it. So
I mean, it's not something I've done often, but
Yeah.
a couple times.
So for me personally,
do
I learned from what I would consider one of the best on how to do meats, and that was my former father-in-law, Tom Younger.
You cooked meats with like
He was a good guy, yeah, and he was a broker for a meat company out of Victoria, and watching him, when Kathy and I were married, watching him, he comes up to me, he goes, "All right, man, next year you're taking over.
Rite of passage.
You're taking over the ham and the turkey." So I'd watched him do it. So go to HEB and buy pre-cooked ham. It's already cooked, but when you take it out, it's all gelatiny. It's all the bleh. So we just take it, get the smoker ready, pepper. That's it. Just like McCormick's pepper. Put it on the smoker for about an hour and 20 minutes, and it renders more of that fat down and adds more flavor to it. Be the best ham you've ever had.
I'm not a big ham person.
The pigs look down. More or less from my brother, because he could smoke. He could smoke meats. He had a big old smoker. He could cook.
I think we should eat turkey more often. Like I think like most people, a lot of people just eat turkey just during the holiday season, right?
Well,
but
Not a sandwich? A turkey
Yeah,
sandwich?
Besides that, but
Well, if Ben Franklin had had his way, it would have been our national
bird, yeah.
Mhm.
Fearless.
You didn't know that?
He kind of looked like a turkey.
They don't teach that in New York.
Yeah.
They don't teach a lot.
The fearless
Well,
turkey.
No.
Fearless turkey. Right? Do you imagine, like, hey, I represent United States, and our bird is a turkey that we execute
Well, I
every
mean,
Thanksgiving.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, Querals, they're the gobblers. Querl High School, the gobblers. pretty intimidating football team down there for years.
We have one political party in the nation with a donkey as their
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
mascot.
Yeah, we could go. Are we going politics?
No, they're just going animals.
Animals?
I just thought that one was kind of
Ray's just being really
I'm
quiet.
quiet. I'm
They don't want to expose himself.
Talk about the New York governor or something?
I was gonna throw something out there. I'm gonna keep it because
Why don't you
let me.
throw it out there? Why? Don't be scared.
This is
It's
a
a
safe-
safe.
If I
it's a
gotta
safe
be
place.
honest,
It's a safe place for you.
I don't like barbecue.
Whew,
Wait
that's
now.
a wrap, guys.
Wait.
I'm
Hold
gonna go
on.
ahead and hit stop on
Give
the
me a
record
second.
button.
That's why he's wearing an Austin,
wanna-
Texas shirt.
Stop. Hold
Do
on.
y'all want to fight in the front yard or the backyard?
Listen, I like steak. I like ribs. I can't stand
even
Brisket. I think
Really?
it's
Brisket's my
horrible.
favorite.
I can't.
You haven't had the right brisket then.
Wait. Just on that topic, is it like a one-time thing, or is it like you tried it many places?
I've tried many places. I've tried Blacks. I've tried different places. I wasn't a fan.
You haven't gone to good places.
I thought they had
Blacks
like number one.
Blacks is not bad.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Not
not.
that
It's not.
good
It's not
either.
the greatest.
Well, it depends on the blacks.
When I go
Yeah.
to barbecue places, my favorite thing is gonna be the pickles. I'm sorry.
You can't make pickles wrong.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I and that's just my taste. 'Cause back at
Pickles and
home,
bread.
I never really tried hot dogs on the grill as much. You know, in New York,
Okay.
when you go to the corner, there's something
hot
you know,
water,
hot
it's
water.
dirty,
Yeah.
dirty water, hot dogs.
Hot dog water.
I'm sorry, but that's the best tasting hot dog.
When it comes out of a cart on the street,
Yeah.
those are really
Yeah.
good hot dogs.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
But it's like it's wherever you are, right? Like you can't compare crab cakes unless you go like have Maryland crab cakes
Right.
from Maryland.
Yeah.
Like New York style pizza is at a different level in
Oh yeah,
New
nothing
York.
beats that.
But like steak, that's Texas. That's Texas territory, right? Steak,
well, it's
barbecue.
Kansas City too.
New
Because
York.
where do you hold on? Where do you think all the cattle are being driven to?
Yeah, but like people have to eat on the way to take it over
Kansas
there.
City.
Yeah.
The cattle were raised here, taken to Kansas City for slaughter for sale.
So you're saying that Kansas City steak is better than Texas steak?
No.
No,
So
'Cause the steak
which one
was
is
from-
better?
Texas.
Yeah. So he's giving
But it's different.
homage
It's
to
different.
Yeah.
Like barbecue in Kansas City is different than Texas barbecue.
But
I can see
that's
And Texas barbecue is different by region.
see that's I don't like
You've
Kansas
probably
City's-
been to the Salt Lake, haven't you?
oh
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah. We're done here.
What I miss? It's good.
Hold on.
It used to be good actually.
It's
It
been a
used
long
to be
time.
no.
You just started off with it used to be and pulled it back. So is
No.
it good?
A long time ago when they made barbecue on site.
It's just not. The
They
same
still make it
anymore.
outside. The
No,
one
they
out
don't.
here,
It's
don't they?
reheated.
Oh,
They bring it in.
where's the
on-
pit set? Oh, that's sad.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Subpar Q. It's a
Yeah.
tourist trap. It's a great place to go out there
Ambiance.
and hang out. The atmosphere.
Yeah.
I won't eat there. I've said it before. You want me
don't
to
miss
go
them.
there? You're going to bring my beer, and you're going to pay for my food, and I'm going to complain the entire time.
And Daryl wonders why he doesn't
Yep.
have any friends that'll take him to the Salt Lake.
I'm fine with that.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you kidding me? I'll go to Rudy's before I go to Salt Lake.
Ooh.
But if
You
especially
don't even like barbecue. Do the Salt Lake's good.
if
It's
you're-
pretty good.
If you're around,
No.
here, the one in the Salt Lake near us, like, why don't you just go to the Hayes County store?
The Hay City store.
Yeah, dude, that place is amazing, amazing. Everything good.
And even with Whiskey Ridge opening up, Hay
I
City
haven't tried
store
it
still
yet.
Hay City store still packed.
Yeah, yeah. It's the
If
backyard
I'm driving
feel.
out to the Salt Lake, I'm not going there. I'm going to the winery across the street.
Yeah, yeah.
But see, I'm the type of person to go to a steak place and order
Chicken
pasta.
strips.
No, pasta.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Italian food is the best food.
So
I
like,
get down with some
okay,
pasta.
like tying it back in, right? So that like
Good
ordering
grief.
chicken strip or pasta at a steak restaurant is like equivalent to like a woman's soccer coach teaching football, right? Like you can't do that. It doesn't quite equivalent, right?
No, I've coached football before, and I every time I've coached it, hey Faulks, you want to coach football?
No, I think Daryl is a great coach.
We're shorthanded. We're shorthanded. Okay, what do you have me coach? First year I coached football. I coached D-line. I coached kickers.
Ooh, okay.
I coached D-line and wide receivers.
Ooh, those are two different.
Yeah. So I had to coach a defensive
That doesn't
position.
make
I had to coach offensive. So I coached D-line. They're out there, A gap, B gap, C gap, all they're calling these plays.
Defensive
Fox,
line.
you got to tell them what they're. I'm like, man, I'm a soccer coach. I said, I'll tell you what. Here's
Motivation.
what you need to let me do. You need to let me teach technique.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
You let me teach technique, and you worry about the X's and O's part. I will teach technique. Keep them low. Get their hands up. Push them. Leverage, all that stuff. You just don't. No, man, don't. Because I'll start talking. I'll start lining up for corner kicks and stuff, man. We'll start coaching up stuff like how to how to do offsides trap. I mean,
whiteboarding.
Don't get me started. No, just let me and wide receivers. Okay, well, catch the ball and run. Block that guy. If you know the play, if you're out here this is what I tell my guys. If you're out here on the side and you know the play's coming inside, you get your hands on their pads,
leverage,
and turn your back to the play.
Yeah.
And just keep them from going and don't hold.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. And then at Austin High, thank goodness we were an RPO offense because here I am coaching D-line and running backs.
Running backs are prima donnas.
Running backs.
Yeah.
No. That was the last year I coached football. And I enjoyed it. I mean,
RPOs are run-pass options, so you have to have a pretty resilient quarterback that actually do both and to do that. So, but RPOs, the scheme is actually pretty easy if you have the right personnel for it. So
it's like 6 or 7 different formations with multitude of plays for each formation.
So Ray was a coach in basketball, right?
Yeah.
So I played a little bit of basketball with you. But just sports altogether, like you are the only professional coach full time in here.
I wouldn't say I was professional.
Right.
It was part of my job.
You get paid for it.
You got paid for it.
I got paid for it, so it was part of my job.
But just tie together.
Didn't get paid a lot.
Like what James was saying, it's like we could find the differences. That's easy to do. I think a lot of people over the world does that, but. Coaching translates from sports to sports, like you're talking about, from soccer to like on certain fundamentals. I mean, the X's and O's, no, right? But on that, do you think that more coaches should coach towards the scheme that they always been doing it, or to the personnel that they have?
Coach to the personnel.
Okay,
and I think that's a downfall of a lot of, well, not so much young coaches, but the older coaches
stuck in their ways.
And it's, we've talked about this before with Ashley and Terry. When you're in the classroom, this is the way I've always done it.
Yeah.
The kids are different now.
Okay.
So I don't teach the way I didn't when I got done coaching. When I finished coaching, I was not coaching the same way I had before.
Yeah.
And I wasn't coaching like other coaches. Like I'm a soccer guy. I will never understand the mindset of two-a-days. I don't know that too many coaches do two-a-days anymore. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never understood the mindset of two-a-days. Like, why are we doing two-a-days? Well, everybody else does.
Oh, that's not a good answer.
If everybody's running around with copperhead snakes in their hand, are you going to do that too? I'm not touching them.
Training 2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
before
too much.
school started, before the school year started, we had two-a-days.
For what
practices
for what sport though?
It's for football.
Yeah, like 2 days for football is more common, I think.
It's a traditional thing.
Yeah, but I think they're good coaches break it down for whatever. Like mornings, they try to get all the physical stuff in, and then during the afternoon is more of like routes and the scheme side of it if you do it properly. Because in Texas, man, 108 degrees and trying to condition out there, you can't do that.
We've had kids dying doing that.
Yeah, but in like basketball, right? Like you guys are indoors.
Indoor, yeah.
Soccer, I don't understand.
We play during the wintertime for high school.
Yeah, I don't see a point to have go in the morning unless you guys are conditioning, right?
Well, no, when I was coaching at Seguin, we practiced before school in the morning.
Okay.
Because that's when we had access to the field.
Yeah.
And we shared with the boys. Because they had 3 teams. We had varsity JV. So my varsity would practice in the mornings. I was only coach for a while for the girls. So I had to coach both teams.
Okay. So.
And didn't get a lot of help.
I agree with you. I think that not only are the students different, but like coaching and just innovation of like how schemes are developed. It's like look at Navy or Air Force, right? They're not going to have these prestigious football players, right? But their scheme is tried and true. Right?
Right.
And they run these wishbones or triple options and whatever, but they're not going to go line up and play smash mouth football against Alabama.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get a handful of guys that have been at the academy that have gone and played in the pros. David Robinson.
They do
David
good.
Robinson was in the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
did a 2-year. I think he got drafted in 2 years.
He was a pilot.
Yeah.
He was in the Navy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Chad Hennings was in the Air Force, played for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
There's been a handful of guys. Roger Staubach was in the Navy. There's been a handful of guys that went to the academy, because back then, the Navy, the West Point, the Army, Navy,
You could do the
the Air Force.
too.
You could go to the academy and have a chance to play pro. Nowadays, I mean, you look at those guys, and when those guys' playing days are over, they're going to fight for our country, man.
Yeah.
For me, I love watching college football. To me, it's like one of the best things to watch on Saturday, and I will sit at home and watch college games for teams I could care less about, just because college football. It's just the pageantry, everything. One of my favorite games to watch, Army-Navy game.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Play that sucker
yeah.
up in Philadelphia, and there's
Yep.
snow on the ground, and
Yeah.
I don't like Philadelphia. I don't like the Eagles. Don't like the Phillies. Don't like the 76ers. Don't like none of them fools. But, man, that game there at Lincoln Financial, it was better when it was at the Vet.
Yeah.
They played on that concrete turf.
Yeah. Asphalt.
Yeah, the asphalt.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a fun game to watch. But, I don't know, just kids these days, I'm glad I don't coach.
Yeah.
Just kids these days are harder to reach. They're a generation where everybody got trophies, participation, and
Well, that's a good topic.
holding them accountable. We all know people whose kids play club sports has made it difficult to hold kids accountable at the high school level.
Kids
'cause
playing sports nowadays is really
lucky.
expensive because, like this is a topic we kind of talked about yesterday on the text chain. Like, kids don't go play outside anymore. Like, we're talking about our childhood, and like you talk about wall ball. What did you call it in New York?
Asses up.
Okay, but like
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
yeah, like for me, like there's no walls for us. Like, it was open fields, so we played in the fields, right? Like, playing tackle football might mean that you're landing on a rock, right, or boulder, right? Like, it's a different toughness.
You couldn't handle that?
I know.
It's a different toughness in regionally where you grew up, but like kids nowadays don't play outside as much, but we have better athletes than ever before, right? They're bigger, faster,
Kids are
stronger.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah, but they're I wouldn't say they're tougher, right? That I think they have this sense of more entitlement because at a younger age they are being separated from their flocks.
I wouldn't say that.
All right,
I
cool.
wouldn't say that. I would say the fact that they're at home more, they don't risk as much injury as we did growing up. I used to jump the ditch with my bike,
Yeah,
and if I landed the wrong way, it was a wrap.
yeah. It's
You know what
because
I
you
mean?
watch X Games. That's why. Yeah,
But we were outside.
yeah, absolutely.
You couldn't find us. Only time I would come home was when the lights went out in the streets, and my mother was,
Yeah.
if you ain't home, you know
Yeah,
what's gonna
you're
happen.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nowadays, these kids they have the cell phones, the iPads, the PlayStations, the Xbox. If we would have had all that back then, we would have been inside too.
Well, so you're a teacher. You
We
hear
were
this.
poor. We didn't.
You're a teacher. You probably hear this a lot too, right? Because like some of your podcasts I watched, and it's like I don't think parents are parenting as much. I think they count on teachers to do so. But same thing when you come home, like if you're not reviewing your kids' schoolwork, you're not parenting, right? If you're not making sure that they spend some time outside playing sports, right, or whatever. Dude, I had a blast throwing rocks, right? For some reason, I weren't even allowed to be inside until the lights were out, right?
Yeah, I
Up
mean,
across
my
the street,
parents
creek,
would
So we were
you know,
down there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
go outside and they'd lock the door. Well, they
That's-
wouldn't lock the door, but they'd shut the door.
Yeah.
It's different though. There weren't many shootings and stuff like that back then. And now, when you kiss your child and send them to school, you gotta hope they come back home. You know what I mean? I think that's the fear that people have right
Man.
now.
My daughter's already been in one. She was in
See?
Barton Creek Mall
Yeah.
like 2 years ago around Christmas.
That's the scary thing. We didn't have to worry about that back then.
shouldn't.
Back then, if you would have kidnapped me, they would have brought me back. I was so hyped. You know what I mean? Nah, take it. We don't want them. You know? Yeah, we made a mistake. We got the
Throw
wrong
them in
one.
the East River over there.
But it's facts. It's true. Look at the way things are right now. It's so unsafe. I feel so bad for the kids right now.
But so it's more unsafe is it because it's like more of the mental health side, or
No, 100%.
So,
100%.
man, I think it's just too many Karens, helicopter parents, or whatever, and they literally enable these behaviors, right? Because how I grew up was if I did something stupid, right, I'm gonna get my butt whooped by my neighbor, and then get my butt whooped when my parents came home. But now it's like the culture for most parts is like the community doesn't raise kids anymore. It's like, do you know your neighbors, right? Like,
Or it's you don't talk to my kid that way.
oh,
See, I mean, everybody in Sulphur Springs knew Weldon Faulks,
Yeah.
and we didn't have cell phones back then, but
Yeah.
man, people had home phones. And
Oh, yeah.
if my brother and I were out doing hood rat stuff, don't think for one second that my dad didn't find out about it for you. What have you boys been doing? Y'all weren't driving.
already knew.
Y'all weren't driving up and down the strip, on Gilmer Street,
Of course.
doing y'all's thing. Were y'all being safe? No.
You remember when we were younger, we wanted to move out, 17,
Yeah.
18. These kids,
oh,
they want to stay home, 21,
stay home.
22, 23,
Yeah.
24, 25. And you're like, yeah, where you live at? Still with my mom and dad? I'm like, who you bugging?
dude, there's
Make it out.
30-year-olds that still live with their parents,
I
man.
can't. I couldn't. I love my parents, but no, I couldn't. I needed my privacy. I can't. And these kids, they have nothing. There's like, I wanted a job. I wanted money. All they need is Wi-Fi and any type of technology. They're good.
Man, I think it's enabling behavior by parents that create that, right? Like the participation trophies, right? Like, hey, in order to receive something, you got to do something hard to do it. You have to stand out. But if you show up and you get a trophy, you're teaching kids that they could get something for nothing.
Well, and you can be mediocre and average and still win. I've told my students before, not everybody wins. And that's fine. Not everybody's going to be first place. It's like Ricky Bobby's dad. Man, you can be last. You can be third. You can be fourth. I was high when I said that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
If you're first, you're last, yeah.
yeah, if you're not first, you're last. And it's funny to think about that because it's in a movie, but there are a lot of parents out there that drive that into their kids, and this kind of goes back to my conversation with parents to get off your kids' back about their grades.
Oh yeah.
You're encouraging cheating because your child is so afraid to get a 75 or an 80 and not have straight A's that they would rather risk cheating. And if they're a National Honor Society, you get caught cheating, you get booted out. You get kicked out of National Honor Society. So let's not encourage cheating. Let's encourage learning. Because just because you make an 85 or a 75, we're working on writing thesis statements in my class right now, and they're sophomores, they're AP kids, and they literally they'll overthink it, and they start to panic and they start to shut down, and then they get writer's block. We talked about this today in my class. Y'all know what writer's block is? It's like, it's when you're trying to write stuff and you can't. So before you get to that point, put it aside, just rest a little bit. Keep it simple. Sometimes shorter is better. Because I shared with them, like you guys think you have to write this long dissertation, response to an essay question, when, sometimes two very well written paragraphs will get you the 6 points you need on the AP exam. To be succinct and be to the point. But we have kids that don't know how to do that because they're not being taught that. They're being taught A, B, C, D, F, J, G, H, which is the test.
Yeah, give them the answer, let them pick from it, kind of things. I think more like with my kids, like my older kids, they're doing really well in school and everything else, scholarships and all that stuff. But I didn't teach them to that subject. I taught them to learn, right? To figure out how to learn. If you teach to learn, right, subject doesn't matter. But some kids, right, it's like they learn. They want to find the answer. They don't care what it takes, like cheaters or the people that take really good tests, right? Like they know how to take a test, but then when you get into a profession and you have to actually look for stuff or actually have to teach somebody how to do something,
Yeah.
right? They can't. So
Well, it's a lack of critical thinking skills, and I'm gonna say this because I'll have students. I have students right now that end up watching this, and I'm hard on those guys, and I don't do a lot of bending, and my standards are high, and I'm not gonna lower my standards for you guys because you may not realize this, but what I'm doing is what's best for you. It doesn't mean I don't care about you. It doesn't mean I don't love you, and I don't want what's best for you. I want what's best for you, so therefore I'm not going to lower my standards.
Amen.
And so whenever I'm sitting there asking you guys to shut up so we can get to work, we have 45-minute long classes. And I have one class in particular, and I love these kids, man. They're awesome. They're fun to be around, and they're funny. They crack me up. Man, they are chatty, and we have work to do. And it's hard to get them. It's like herding squirrels and cats at the same time. And the thing is, they're intelligent. These kids are very smart. I had a good group last year. I have a really good group this year, and they're extremely intelligent, but they're behind. And what I try to do in my class, what I make an effort to do is get them caught up as much as I can, with their vocabulary, and especially with the writing, because, and I share with them my struggles. I wasn't a very good writer. I don't think I am anymore. I still don't think I am. But I tell you what's helped me is journaling.
Amen.
Because I told them, I said, I journal, and what it does, it forces me to slow down and organize my thoughts and get it written down. They're like, what do you journal about? I'm like, I just journal what's on my mind. I said, a lot of it's about God. It's about my relationship with Christ and where I'm at this point in my life, and and a lot of it's just writing down things. Do you write down stuff that you want? I said, no. I said, I have everything I want. Anything I have above that is gravy, man.
It's blessing. Oh yeah.
Cream gravy.
Cream gravy.
Cream gravy.
Cream gravy.
It's blessings on blessings, and I tell them, like, you guys, y'all worry so much about minuscule things. That's why I tell them, advocate for yourself. So I took off Friday. I wanted to be off. I wanted to spend some time with my house hippos and chill out, and had some kids that couldn't log in to a website that we utilize for our AP World History. And so they're emailing me, God, I couldn't get logged in. So they turned in their work Monday, a class period late. So technically by rule, it should be counter points off. But they emailed me, like, Coach, I couldn't get logged in.
Yeah,
like,
accountability.
Okay. That's fine. I said, I appreciate, thanks for letting me know. Well, is it going to be late? No. You let me know what was going on. I have a note from the sub that y'all couldn't get logged in. I said, thanks for letting me know. I said, there's no way I could have helped you from where I was. But, I mean, kids are afraid to speak up because they've gone to teachers. Like, if they might have had you for a class and you've gone out there and asked for help, I've explained the directions.
No,
Figure it out.
They're asking for it, yeah.
Yeah, so, and it's hard to break them of the habit of not asking for help because they've been shut down and knocked down so many times. It's like Pavlov's dogs.
Yeah.
You know that study with Pavlov's dogs? So Pavlov did a study about behavior, used dogs, and he put them on this plate that could electrocute them. And to modify behavior and learn about behavior, he would shock them when they'd jump off the plate. Well, they eventually replaced the whole floor. So no matter what happens, the dog was going to get shocked. So guess what the dogs did? Just laid down and just took the shock. That's our teenagers. That's our young people today. Is they've been beat down and discouraged so much. And for you guys in my class who are going to listen to this, you show a lot of those things, and we want to break those curses that you have in school, that to understand that there are some teachers out there that actually give a crap. Mm-hmm. You may not see it, you may not realize it, you may hear us say it, but then you have to see it in action. So if I tell you I care about you and I want you to be successful, I sincerely mean that.
It's funny, in the beginning we said we're going to find things in common. I respect them so much more hearing that, because I felt the same way. I felt like I cared a lot, you know what I mean? And there were other people who didn't really care. And, man, we were all teens at one time too. You know what I mean? And we never had that. We just needed one person to listen to us, you know. And
Dude, the teachers in my life, the ones that the word meanest, right, the tough love, is the ones that later on you respect the most because they're the ones that challenge you. They're the ones that is pushing for you. But I think in this world that we live in now, there's probably a lot of pushback. I'm not a teacher, so there's probably a lot of pushback from parents that enable their kids. They're the ones that's getting in your way of like teaching them the way that you need to, right? The question is like, I work more with men, right? And it's the same behavior. It's like, I know there was an episode this Sunday about judgment and everything else. On the Oak Grove, we talked about it.
Yeah.
But like being fellow believers, like as like in the book of James, it has exactly how we should correct each other if we sinned against each other. That same model is the same way. Hey, look, me and you disagree on this aspect, right? So it's just an opportunity for one to learn from each other. But in order to do that, it's a tough love. But the world shows us this cotton candy, man, love has to be like not hurting feelings. No, man, real love is telling them the truth for the sake of them, right? With us not getting in return, right? Yeah, man, this kind of went all different places.
But you know, real quick, it's hard because if parents help teaching at home, like they help, whether, you know, with the homework and everything else, man, there's students that used to go home and, you know how many parents probably don't even ask, do you have homework today?
Oh.
What'd you learn in school today? What happened in school today? You know, and they don't even get that attention. It's, like I said, straight to social media, all this other stuff.
My oldest full ride to Texas State. My daughter, she's in University of Texas now, scholarship things. But my daughter has had dyslexia, right? And she had all kinds of trouble with spelling and stuff. So she needed more work. She's probably the hardest working kid that I have, is because she realized that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
Right?
Yeah.
So one of the, she got second in state in powerlifting, so that helped out a lot too. But I remember coming home and I'm tired, but I turn off the TV, turn off all distractions, tell me what you did in school, what you need to do. That's what parenting is, right? And like, sometimes, right, they're mad, they're upset, and they don't want to do it, right? And you got to put your foot down and do it with them. You know, hey, go write that 17 times, whatever it takes for them to get there to teach them that behavior. Right?
Well, sadly, we have multiple generations of people that don't know how to do that because they weren't shown that. And it's a cultural problem. And when I say it's a cultural problem, I'm not talking about any particular ethnicity. It's a U.S. culture problem because they don't know that they have this problem in Europe and in other parts of the world. But it's like education's not as valued as it used to be. Teachers aren't as valued because the first time something goes wrong at a school, well, I mean, I'm disturbed by the number of teachers that have been outed recently because they can't keep their mouth shut. Whether you like Charlie Kirk or not, whether you want to go out and protest or not, the no king stuff. We've never had a king. It makes no sense to me. Thank you for wasting your Saturday and giving me something to laugh at and enjoy. I don't get wrapped up in that kind of stuff. It's fun to watch, and what it does for me is it shows a great lack of education on our behalfs, that we don't understand how our government and I'll say this. I think one of the biggest enemy of this country that has the biggest hand in jacking up our culture, jacking up our families, messing up our schools, messing up our society, is the media.
Oh yeah.
They're enemy number one. Doesn't matter if it's independent media. Doesn't matter if it's CNN, MSNBC, whatever you clowns get your news source from. The media is the number one enemy of this country. It strives to divide us
Amen.
and puts out stories. Look, I got, again, folks, I've taught government before, and I tell my students, the role of media in this country is not to inform. You know what the role of the media is?
Manipulate.
To make money.
Yeah.
Money.
And they make money by manipulating. And so if MSNBC is far left and Fox News is far right, all they're trying to do is appeal to enough people to jack up commercial rates to make money. They're not in the business of informing. This isn't Walter Cronkite.
And they say
Yeah.
manipulation is a form of witchcraft.
100%.
So
They're all owned by the same companies too.
yep.
Well, you know,
Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street.
and it's
What's scary is this AI thing is starting to put out news.
yeah, your
That's not
AI
even
your
real.
AI image is like you like super thin and buffed up too, man.
But I'm saying though,
False advertising, man.
you know what's
yeah.
gonna happen, right? Something is gonna be created,
Uh-huh.
and people are not gonna know.
Oh, it's
It was-
already happening.
Yeah,
It's
that's
already
scary.
Do you see the number of goobers that, like, if it's on TikTok or Instagram or Threads or Facebook, they'll share AI generated media like it's the news.
Yep. Yeah.
On the same time, right? One of my favorite worship songs is sang by AI version of Jelly Roll, right? Like it's good, right? I even played it at our Wednesday Bible study, but at the same time, I know it's not him, right? But it's like there are good things and bad things, but it takes discernment. Like, hey, cool, like it's like the idea of a gun, right? Right, it's like guns aren't bad, right? It protects it protects families. It's used as a tool, but in the wrong hands, the same thing as AI, right? Sometimes we blame the tool for its problem, right? But same thing as the news too. I completely agree with you on what's happening, but if you're on one side or the other, that's what creates division, right? Can you stay in the middle and be bipartisan and be able to discern what is true from what's the other side? I think people don't do that anymore. I think people don't use critical thinking anymore. I think they're like, hey, I'm going to associate with this party or this party and run into that trap, saying that, hey, cool, I agree with 4 things, but they'll allow the 6th or 7th thing to, okay, cool, I also agree with that. You don't have to be part of a group to fit in, right? Go
People are
ahead.
more interested in being right.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I wanted to go back on the gun thing. I have something on that.
All right.
I feel like we can stop the school shootings and all these mass shootings that are happening. I feel like if they put something on the actual barrel that can tell somebody's heart pulse, and if it's raised up to a certain level, the gun wouldn't go. I feel like that's smart because a lot of people, when you're about to do it, you know what I mean?
That could be a good tech.
It could be for cops.
Your
It could be
heart
from
rate's gonna
every.
go up in a fight or flight situation too. If somebody's got a gun coming at you, and you got to get yours out to defend
But theirs
yourself,
has
and
to be
what if
calm
yours
too.
won't?
Your heart rate's gonna go up regardless. It'll stop you and make you think real quick.
But
Also,
what if you're defending yourself with your own weapon? Is what I'm saying, and your heart rate's rising while you're getting your gun out to defend yourself, and yours won't go off and you get shot.
see, I don't
'Cause
know.
that's
It's
an
a,
intense
it's a great idea in theory. It would never
Yeah.
work because
Yeah. There,
You could
There's
also
ways
because
there's ways.
who does that apply to? That's a question. Who would it apply to? And it for me it goes back to, when we have a shooting, the left, we need more gun control. No, we don't. We have plenty of gun control. What we need to do is hop back in the time machine and go back to when Ronald Reagan was president.
All right, cool, yeah.
And veto the bill
Yes.
that slashed mental health care,
Yep.
affordable mental health care, because then after he leaves office, his vice president, George Bush, he becomes president, and he slashed it even more. So now we're talking about let's just go, and Reagan was shot by a mentally deranged man trying to impress the actress Jodie Foster, who thought if he shot the president of the United States and killed him, that Jodie Foster wanted to date him. I got news for you, John. Jodie Foster wasn't ever going to date you, bro. Not at all. But
He's out,
we've got
by the way.
we've got. So
They let
let's
him
just say 1988, because that's when Reagan's time was up. 1988 to 2025. How many years is that?
Oh, sorry, I'm not even doing the.
I don't do math. 2025 from
37.
1988.
37.
30. We have 37 years.
38.
38.
36. I'm sorry. I'm born 87. So,
So
36.
if it's 37 to 38 years, we have at least 2 generations of people that have lived in this country that have not had access to affordable mental health care. And we still don't. So now we have kids that think they're animals.
Don't know the gender. Yeah.
Yeah, that are or that are gender confused because of culture. And people are gonna lash out at this. I hate to tell you, for you people that want to lash out and want to use all these pronouns, you are who God made you.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can disagree with that, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, no matter how wrong your opinion may be. Because one of these days, when you're gone, you're gonna have to answer for the things you've done. And I'm, I don't want to get to the gate, and him look at me as like, why did you help perpetuate that? I don't know you.
So back on this mental health issue, right? Like biblically, we could talk about more self-control or all kinds of different things, but there's an uprise in more people needing mental health care, right? And like for anybody out there, like counseling is one of the greatest things you could do.
Oh yeah.
Right, but nowadays, right, it's like, cool, you want the certificate and whatever, but even like you have to be careful on what kind of counselors that you go to, right? But we'll go back a couple decades, right? There were less mental health issues. Is it because it was less reported, or the community was different? Like your uncle told you what was wrong with it, right? Like, hey, you need to go talk to somebody, right? But now with the not my problem culture we have, right? They just pass it on to the next thing, right? It's just, hey, cool, like I did what I could do, but back in the day, talking about our neighbors, right? Like it took a village to raise us, right? Like we talk, like parents talk to other parents and neighbors talk to other neighbors, but now everybody's too busy on their phones at home and they don't even know their neighbors across the street.
Well, there's a lot to be said about that. I mean, I grew up with a granddad, and I love my granddad, but he didn't believe in counseling. You have a generation. The older generation feels like that's when you say you need help and you go talk to somebody, that's a weakness, when it's actually a strength.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
vulnerability.
I've had conversations with people about the importance of mental health and going to see a counselor, and I was like, that's the best thing I ever did. And they're like, what? You go to you've been to a counselor?
Yeah.
I was like, I still see my counselor. We meet. We went from meeting. It was about 3 years ago, I think. Every week, we met every week virtually. To probably about 18 months in, we'd meet every 2 weeks. Then we moved to every month, and now we're like every 2 months, just to check in. Because it's the best thing I ever did. And it came off a breakup of self-sabotage.
Yeah, is surrendering of that poser, right? Of saying that you have everything figured out. I think for men, that's a big problem, of saying, hey, look, man, I'm jacked up and I need help. But I think a lot of people have a problem of just getting there, right? But once you let go of that and actually listen to people that could help you with their interests, that's what we're missing, right? But we call it mental health. It is. But it's like, hey, back then with your grandpa, right? Like he probably had his grandpa and dad and some uncles and his family members that were able to talk to him openly. We have more people than ever, right? 8.5.
No, they didn't talk back then.
8.5 billion people now.
No, they didn't talk back then.
Right? But we're more
Silent generation.
We're more worried about what's going on somewhere else besides what's going on inside the house. Like we talked about it on the last episode, like people go on dates and they're on their phones, right? And they're on the same table together. So what do you think in the household is happening, right? Like each room is its own fantasy world because they're glued into this thing, right? Where you're right, there are people that didn't talk about their emotions and stuff, but they sat on the table together and ate dinner together, and they had a platform if it was necessary. Sure. But culture nowadays, man, like kids order their own food on Uber Eats, and parents are too busy working, right? And then, oh, cool, they ate, but people don't understand. Family is community at the center point of communion, right? At eating together, that's how you get to know each other. Mm-hmm. So
well, they would eat dinner together and talk about how their day was.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about their problems.
Yeah.
Because the people that grew up, from the Depression era on, I don't know how much you guys have read about the Depression era, but when the stock market crashed, I mean, there were people, stockbrokers and people who were committing suicide because they lost everything. Yeah, they were so wrapped up in the material wealth. But in terms of the struggle, people, like they'd have dinner at night and they would talk about what they did that day or whatever the case may be, but they did not talk about their problems.
What you guys are all explaining is control. Yeah. We're being controlled.
Or pride.
Yeah. And the thing is that it takes a conversation like this for the viewers to open their eyes. Mm-hmm. The next time they make a meal, they make sure that the family sits around the table. Guys start enforcing that. It starts with us.
It's just openness.
It started to end for us when all the kids were playing a different sport or dance or work. And so when they became teenagers, we just weren't all home at the same time anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of that has to do with the fact that everybody's busy. So busy now. We were a lot busier than we were. When we were kids, it was, hey, after school, go to the creek and throw some rocks and look for tadpoles and be home by dinner time. And now it's, we got to get you over here to this practice, and then we got this practice, and then you got to do all this studying and write all this. And you don't get to your homework until 10 o'clock at night.
It's funny because, like, we kind of started off with sports and stuff, right? But, like, is sports even important?
No.
Right? Like, you're talking about...
it is, in a way. It teaches discipline and teamwork and how to work out problems. It's problem solving. It's critical thinking. It's motion skill. All that stuff is good for your brain.
When I was in high school, I didn't care about school, right? But I care about the game on Friday night.
That also brings up another argument. Is school that important? Yeah. Is most school that important? Or should we just be teaching certain people certain things because there's certain types of people? Like trade school.
Yeah, Amen. I agree with you. Not
everybody learns the same.
I didn't care about the academically. Like I did well, but I didn't care about it. But I did care about sports. But if coach said that I have to make sure I pass my grades and I can't miss class,
that's the no pass, no play rule.
Then I did those things so that way I could get to where I want to. So everything takes work to get to.
But you notice they passed that law and they made it to where they coerced you into making good grades so that you could play sports.
Yeah.
Not so that you would be smart and successful and a well-rounded person, but so that you could play football.
I know. So
the coach said, you got to pass your classes so you can play football. So that goes back what are you making on your English?
So that goes
Let
back
me go talk to your teacher. And
let's go back to like making rules, right? Like
get me fired up over here.
Yeah. That goes back to making rules. It's like with the guns and stuff. It's like, adding rules and things can save some people, but so does common sense. Right? Like we can't dilute the simple fact that, hey, look, these tools are made for this purpose, right? And we blame the gun or how to get it. That doesn't make any sense. Like, how about spending that money instead of changing rules to offering more mental health care or actually proper training programs on getting them
it actually needs to be done upstream from the mental health care to prevent needing the mental health care. Money needs to be put in to preventing people from having mental health problems to begin with. And that means dealing with the trauma right away, being able to get kids to talk about the trauma if and when it happens instead of burying it like I did, because then it creates problems all through your adulthood. So we can throw money at mental health all the time, but we really need to be throwing it upstream and preventing all of the because when you stop it upstream, you prevent the school shootings, and then you know.
And I don't agree with that. It's too easy to get a weapon right now.
Yeah.
They don't have to do anything. A lot of these
Yeah.
cops out here right now shouldn't even
Yeah.
have a weapon on them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think people need to pass a mental test before you actually be able to get a weapon. Okay,
Man.
and I do think when we go back to the whole heart pulse thing in the barrel, I also think you need to have a fingerprint like a cell phone to be able to use that
Man,
weapon.
I think technology is a little different. I know, like, you grew up in New York and in Texas, man. I had like the whole office on linemen had rifles in the back of the trucks.
Yeah.
Right, like there weren't no shootings there.
Yeah.
Right, it's the same
The same
thing.
as Sulphur Springs, right?
And let's talk about like
We'd have kids go hunting in the morning.
Yeah.
And
You have your
then
gun
come
on
to
your gun
school
rack
with-
in the
with
back
their
of your
gun
truck.
in the gun rack in the truck in the parking lot.
Like-
I graduated in '89 though.
yeah, like for me, like I'm like I didn't like trucks, I didn't like rifles. I wanted to do the whole gangster pistol kind of things. I thought they were foolish.
You like to hold guns like this.
I know, but that's who I try to.
New Jack City, man.
Brace yourself.
But that's what was on,
Right.
right? New Jack City. That's the culture.
Spooky.
The media, what they're trying to say. This is what a tough person looks like,
Yeah.
right? Like Rambo, right? Like the big guns that they're holding, and everything else. It's like that's not an image of it.
Rambo.
That's not an image of a tough man, but you see that. That's what you're force fed, right? Because we didn't know anything other than, right? But back to what you're saying about like upstream, right? It goes back to the house, right? It goes back to the house. It's like a lot of mental health issues could be prevented if parents actually stayed with their kids instead of trying to.
And for me, and like I don't want my parents to sound like they did anything wrong because they didn't. My parents just didn't know.
Oh yeah,
They didn't know any better.
Well, yeah.
But they also did a great job raising me, not knowing what I was dealing with. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to complain about my parents, and I don't. The moment I moved down here and started teaching, I threw those complaints out the door.
yeah.
As
Well, once you become a parent, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's
Well,
what they were
and-
trying to
and
do. Keep
I'll-
me from being stupid.
I'm gonna. I don't know if y'all remember. So, kind of get back to no pass, no play deal.
Mm-hmm.
When that first came out, this will blow the mind of the students in my class that'll listen to this. Is initially you were out for a whole 6 weeks.
Well,
Till
If
your
you
next report
failed,
card.
you were out a whole
Yeah.
6 weeks.
So your next report card came out.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
It came out when I was
Yeah.
in middle school, so you were
Yeah.
probably
So you were out a whole
freshman
6
high
weeks.
school?
So if you failed, and you failed, like, so typically back then we're probably about probably about one game into district. If your star player failed, he was out the rest of the season.
yeah.
Wow.
And it didn't. It wasn't just sports either. It was band,
It was band, and
gymnastics,
so
the choir, anything that you
they-
would do extracurricular after school.
People felt that was too harsh, so they moved it back to 3 weeks. So you can gain eligibility at 3 weeks. So if you fail the 6 weeks, you can get back in 3, but you have to be passing every one of your classes.
Mhm.
And if you fail, you're out the rest of the 6 weeks. You have to pass the next grading
But
report.
that goes back to what we were talking about, tough love and like teaching the truth kind of things. Well, a coach says that their next game is more important than that child learning that lesson. So he pencil whips this, or the teacher gives them extra credit for whatever enabling this behavior, and then when they become older, right, they don't understand the repercussions of those other actions, because what they thought was love wasn't. It was enabling behavior.
so that somebody could be a winner.
Yeah.
So a coach could win.
That's unfair
So
to
a
say
team
that.
could win. So a school could get a trophy.
That's unfair to say
Yeah.
that because you don't know what the child is dealing with.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
it's the case to case, but at the end of the day, it's like we're supposed to be wise as a serpent and innocent as a dove. If you're not innocent, it doesn't matter how smart you are, right? So on a case by case thing, right? It's like, are you teaching the kid that winning is more important than following the rules, right? Are you making sure that that kid is successful in the world, or is he going to heaven?
Well, but
Right.
I also I'm gonna agree with this because
And you've said it before too. You
I've
don't
said
know
it
what the kids are
before. I
dealing
mean, if I have a student, It happened last year. Had a student in my EP World History class was doing great. And all of a sudden, she started missing, and her grades dipped. And I didn't see them. They weren't doing their work, and I'm like, okay. So the first thing pops into my mind, being a teacher of 27 years, oh man, they're just slacking. They're slacking. And then that student shows up like a day or two later. Okay, so make my general comments. If you're missing work, you need to make sure you get it in. You know, if you turn stuff in late and it's already been graded, you got to come outside of class time to get it graded, and just kind of left it at that. And I've learned over the years, pay attention to body language.
Amen.
Pay attention to facial expressions.
Amen.
See what's going on, and I'm kind of watching. And I was like, okay. So the next day comes, and they come to class. So I let everybody get in there. Like, what's going on? What do you mean? What's going on? You don't have to tell me everything, but something's going on because you've been doing this.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, on this date, I told them the date, and there was some family sickness stuff going on, and there was the need to have to miss school to watch cousins and siblings. And so, okay, so let's come up with a plan. I said, do you mind if I email your teachers without going into great detail and tell them what's going on so we can inform them? I said, first of all, I appreciate you trusting me enough to tell me. I said, let's get a plan together so we can get you caught up. I said, so here's what we're going to do. You owe this number of assignments. Do every other one. Do this one major assignment, and I'll plug those grades in for the other grades I'm going to hold the other assignments I'm going to hold you responsible for. Let's get you caught up. And it's like a weight.
That's
off
the
their
upstream right there.
But
Yeah,
but the
absolutely.
thing is, your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh year teacher doesn't know to do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't think to do that.
But-
That's because they're thinking it's a check. You know what I
Amen.
mean? And here's the problem.
Well, they're not
The
trained.
people-
They haven't been mentored right.
The people who
It's a-
do what you do and do what I did, we don't even get appreciated for that. But you know what? The students I was helping are already graduated and they're in college. Some reach out to me still. And I love it because I'm like, okay, I impacted you. Not knowing you guys impacted me as well. You know what I mean? But it's because I've been there. I've been
Yes.
getting in trouble and doing all this stuff. When I did the previous podcast, I said it. I was troubled. And there were a lot of teachers that just gave up on me. You know what? They just started passing me. It was my mother who went to the teacher and said, no, I'm not going to pass him on to the next grade. Keep him behind.
There- like I was saying earlier, it's a case by case, but like in your case, like it's love over everything, right? You showed love to that student by creating a relationship and things. Like it's better to love than to follow rules, right? But it's the other side of that. It's the LeBron James. It's the other athletes that they don't have to follow the rules that gets in trouble, because a lot of these young men and women look up to these professional athletes as heroes, right? And they don't always make the great examples. And I don't know LeBron James if he broke any rules or whatever, but a person of that status, right, has to set an example. They should, because people look up to them, right? So if you finagle this test or cut this shortcut or whatever, that teaches a lot to do with like what you represent to other people. A case by case scenario is like, hey, cool, you didn't let them go scot free. You made a comprehensive plan. Hey, this is a situation, and you do that by relationships.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's, again, we don't mentor teachers very well.
I agree.
We hire them. We have a new teacher orientation. Ooh. Ooh.
Here's your login information.
I've been, and if I change school districts, I have to go through the new teacher orientation at the new district. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to them. And I have somebody up here talking who's been teaching, 4 or 5 years, who was teacher of the year. I've been teaching 28 years, man. Suck farts and kick rocks. All right. Why am I?
That's
up
going to be one
here?
of his T-shirts.
Yep.
Why am I up here as a 25 year plus veteran? We are not reinventing the wheel. Teaching is literally
Keep it
10
simple.
to 15% content knowledge and 85% relationships.
Amen.
Because the 85% relationships takes care of the classroom management part.
Yeah.
I can have kids in my class that are absolute turds that I get into it with verbally. I've had it happen a couple times this year and last year. And like, okay, get out in the hall. So I make them get out in the hall. And the reason why, I tell them we get out in the hall. Do you know why I ask you to get out in the hall? Well, you kicked me out of class. I said, no. I asked you to come out in the hall because you're talking and I'm talking. Nobody's listening. And I'm not going to let you get over on me. I said, and your personality's like mine. You're not going to let me get over on you. So now we both look stupid. You're not going to challenge my authority in my classroom. So I diffuse the situation because I'm the adult. I ask you to come outside. Gives you a chance to calm down. And then I can calm down. And then I can come out here and talk to you like normal human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can figure out, okay, you try to be, you're trying to be funny. You want to make comment, okay? And I'm not going to let it slide. I know. And we talk it out. And I said, you and I are a lot alike. He goes, oh, 100%. I said, you know what, though? I said, man, I love you, dude. I said, I love having you in my class. I appreciate you. And you ready to go back in? He's like, that's it? I said, man, I like writing referrals, bro. I said, we just had to come out here and have a conversation. So when I ask you to leave, step out of the classroom, go out in the hall, that means go out in the hall and wait for me. Because if you walk off, then I got to write you up for being truant.
Like,
But a first to tenure vet teacher doesn't know that.
Yeah.
I've known you for a couple of years, and like
That's a scary thought.
I've known you for a couple of
You
years.
survived.
And like, man, since I found out you were a coach, I called you coach, right?
Yeah.
Like coaches in my life have been instrumental on just growing up in all different aspects. But like, I see you more as a teacher now than coach before, because I know like the words you do it, but just the way that you talk about how you run your classroom, it's like, in my experience, like the coaches that were great teachers, right, use the knowledge of coaching into that relationship. As in football, right? Like a coach could make you run through that brick wall, right? They instill that belief that they believe in you, that you're doing it for a greater cause. But to do that as a teacher, I think it's probably one of the hardest things to do, right? Because it's like you're trying to give them the information, but as your example, you're coaching in your classroom by creating relationships. About 85% is relational, right? It's getting to know them and what they're capable of, knowing their techniques, just like coaching. Question I have for you is there's different types of coaches, right? We'll say like the Jason Kidd, right? Great player, right? He's a coach now, right? Is he a better coach than Phil Jackson, right?
No.
Right? I would agree, but what about like the Bill Belichick's, right? Like they weren't ever athletes, so there's this. I'm getting there, right? There's this. You could be really good at what you do, doesn't mean that you'll be a great teacher. But what about the great teachers? Like they have the fundamentals, but they can't apply it. Like what causes that? Right?
You're only good at what you do if you experience it yourself.
Okay, look at Bill Belichick.
Look
He
at
probably played basketball
Mike Leach.
football back then.
Right?
You know,
Look, like I know he played football, but I mean he wasn't at the level of like Tom Brady that when coach.
yeah, but I mean he experienced it. So
Right.
I can't teach. I can't guide somebody who just came out of prison how to adapt from prison life to regular life. You know what I'm saying? Unless I went through that. But if you was locked up for 12 years and you came out,
Okay,
you can guide somebody. So I mean,
you could relation.
yeah. So like Jason Kidd,
I
he's gonna
get
be
that.
he's an amazing coach. Why? Because he played basketball. He knows the ins and outs.
He's a player's coach, but on the likes of like Phil Jackson and everybody else. Like
He played back then too.
all these coaches normally play the
Phil
sport.
Jackson was a pretty good player.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying
He's a
that.
better coach.
I'm not saying they're not, but it's like, hey, there is a different tier of coaching, right? Like Bill Belichick it's the West Point. It's the father was a coach. It's all disciplined. We're gonna do it this other way. And then you got somebody like Jason Kidd, right? He's a player's coach, right? I mean, that's completely different because like basketball is more player friendly because it's more fast paced and whatever. Where football is different, right? There's only one game a week, right? So
Remember, Bill Belichick was fired by the Browns.
oh yeah,
'Cause
absolutely,
he wasn't very good.
Yeah.
and
Sometimes you got to
and was
fail
let go
before
by
you
the
succeed.
Patriots when Tom Brady retired because he wasn't very good.
Like
Yeah.
if I would say 3 players in basketball that would be great coaches: LeBron, Kobe if he was still alive, and Jordan.
No,
Those IQs right there is just that's ridiculous.
yeah, I would disagree with you. And those are 3 goats, right? And we could talk about goats in a little bit, right? Like LeBron James and Jordan and Kobe. Like majority of their players didn't even like them.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you get other people to line with you if you can't relate to them? There's a reason why there's
in the
great
top
players.
Who, Kobe? Oh yeah, Kobe's up there.
LeBron's
Top
not
3?
even in my top 5
LeBron is
ever, ever,
See-
ever.
Are we
ever.
giving Kobe that position because he's no longer with us?
No, Kobe.
No,
Okay, listen.
Kobe gets that position because he was a tireless worker.
Yeah.
That's
He
true.
was called the,
That's
he was
true.
called
was good.
his pursuit of excellence was patterned after Michael Jordan.
But did they?
and
Yeah.
and
Did they
and
forget
he's
about all the
got-
bad stuff he did.
and
though?
he's got
We just forget
rings.
about all that.
and he's got
See.
MVPs, and
He
you
had
know,
that killer mindset.
Yeah.
Jordan had the killer mindset too, but
Yeah, that
Kobe,
rapey mindset too.
Kobe though, but Kobe was a shooter. Kobe could shoot from the 3. You know, he was Jordan was
who did
Jordan
Kobe-
was a flyer.
who did Kobe say was the best basketball player he
Oh,
played against?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
But
Yeah.
who does Michael Jordan say is the best basketball player?
Did you ever hear about the
doc-
conspiracy about why
Dr.
helicopter
Dr.
went
J.
down?
Dr. J was
Yeah,
on a
I saw
different
that.
level.
Oh yeah.
You know who was a great player who became a great coach? Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Oh
Who
yeah.
led Indiana.
Oh yeah. That was the
People
boy.
people leave Larry Bird out of the conversation, and if you watch these clips have been going around social media lately about the biggest trash talker, but it could back it up.
Oh, yeah.
Larry Bird is a goat.
But on that same note, like we
LeBron
could have what's that saying? You say it's like a belly button, right? Everybody can have an opinion,
Everybody's got an
right?
opinion.
Like we can
belly
talk about
buttons.
who the goat is,
Except
whatever.
Rodney.
But like
There's
I think to get the best idea on who the best player it would be is actually ask the players, and like that's why you would discount LeBron and Kobe in that conversation because they both looked up to Jordan. As,
No.
Yeah.
No.
like
no.
who's the hero's hero,
No.
right?
Listen, LeBron is the greatest player of all time. Okay?
I disagree.
Wrong.
Wait.
Wrong.
LeBron can play 1 through 5. Jordan is the greatest shooting guard of all time. Number 2, Kobe. Okay? They're all GOATs, yes. But LeBron, what he's doing right now, longevity, health-wise, points, stats, man, he came from high school. Jordan was still riding the bench for years before he actually was able to play. And he ain't play nobody good. I'm sorry. He didn't play no Stephen Curry, no KD.
No, he played Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas,
Garbage.
well,
Dennis
look at that.
Rodman, Bill Laimbeer,
Grok puts Jordan
Larry
in first
Bird,
place, LeBron
Magic
in second.
Johnson.
Who?
Grok, AI.
AI.
Oh,
Kareem
yeah, of course. AI
Abdul-Jabbar
loves
third,
Jordan.
Bill Russell fourth, Magic
Oh,
Johnson
go back up
fifth.
there. You know,
See, if I
5
would
regular season MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 6-0 in the finals.
and read
Defensive
LeBron's.
Player of the Year in 1988.
Read LeBron's.
Global impact. LeBron flops. Part owner of Liverpool.
Talk.
4 finals MVPs. 4 and
Listen,
the league is different.
it is. It
The
is.
league is
Back to
different.
the toughness thing.
and
That's different from Kareem
I'm
Abdul-Jabbar.
not saying LeBron's not a good player. I'm not saying I'm saying he's not the best because I don't know LeBron. I mean,
Okay.
He could play. He could play in in the league that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson played in, and Michael Jordan. The problem is, he wouldn't be able to handle the physicality.
See,
I want to say that because he's 200 plus, man. He's
So-
up
It
there.
doesn't matter if you're 200 plus.
Man.
You ever seen what Bill Laimbeer did to players?
Well, yeah.
Bill Laimbeer was a mugger.
Same
He
thing
was
as Kobe.
like a legal criminal.
Dude, I saw Kobe. He has this little pivot turn where he just elbows the crap out of somebody. It was different, and he grew. Since then, there's been more flops and whatever. And I'm not saying that physicality. I agree with Ray. Right, like he's a big guy.
He's a specimen.
He's 6'8".
But
He's an
solid.
athletic
6'9".
specimen. But here's the thing about it is, there's a difference between being physical, and then there's difference between tough, right? Like Larry Bird, right? He was a phenomenal athlete because he played in the NBA, but he didn't have the stats of the jumps and the verticals and whatever. But that guy was tough.
Okay.
Right? He backed it up. He played the mental game.
Look at Laimbeer.
Talking about mental health now.
He would tell you what he was going to do and then do it.
Oh,
that's-
yeah.
Went out
Larry
against
Bird? Yeah.
went out against the team and told before the game, so I'm going to square everything left-handed, and did.
But look, Bird
Bill Laimbeer.
was a beast.
He was.
Why was Jordan so famous? He could fly and them sneakers. Take them sneakers away. We will not talk about Jordan no more.
It wasn't just okay, like he brought the swag and the longer shorts, whatever. But just ultimately,
He was clutch. too.
he wanted the ball. He played sick.
We
He
had
was
a
tough.
Jordan 3.0 Kobe.
It's a different.
No, it
game
wasn't
now,
even a
man.
3.0. Like okay, the biggest downfall for LeBron is like he didn't do nothing in Cleveland, and then he had to recruit somebody. The game has changed. Back when Jordan played, every team had an all-star. They didn't make dream teams just to win championships. It's like you got drafted and you endured that sport.
because Jordan didn't start winning until he got Rodman and Pippen. What are you talking about?
No, that's not.
That's
true.
facts. Oh man, pull that up. He kept losing nonstop.
He won with Pippen, and before Rodman got there. Rodman was a later addition. There are. I'm going to say this, and there's going to be a lot of people disagree, but you're wrong. If LeBron James played in this era back here,
He'd be flopping so many times he'd be on the ground.
he would not like the physicality.
No, he'd be on the floor.
I can
crying.
give you the name of a couple of players that would be so physical with him.
Ron Artest.
That would get
all
him,
these people, Jordan,
that would
LeBron's
get him-
played against all these people.
that would get him out of his game, and where he wouldn't be able to function, and you just have to sub him out. Just one name in particular, the Worm, Dennis Rodman, because you hear guys like, I'm talking about guys that were elite players in the league at that time. You know, Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller was smooth, smooth as calm water, was so good. Hated playing against Rodman because Rodman would get in your head. He would, and Jordan was good at this too, and Bird was the best at it. But Rodman would get in your head, and Rodman, look, he's not going to ever win a scoring title. He's not going to be a big scorer. But you know what Rodman did well? Rebound.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he would get in there and scrape it, like he would leave marks.
So did Charles Barkley.
Well, Charles Barkley.
But look,
Charles Barkley was
had too
no.
many
Everybody
hammers.
that Jordan.
Well, he had injuries.
There's a whole 10-minute video here on why NBA legends on why Jordan was better than LeBron.
Yeah.
No. I'm not taking nothing away from Jordan. Amazing player, but LeBron is the GOAT. He is the greatest player. He can play 1 through 5. This man played against half the league already.
But like that title is like you could go back to Magic Johnson. Like he's
great too.
He's the one that started that being able to play multiple
The
roles
Showtime.
and whatever.
Showtime.
But that's the thing about it is when you take greats, right? When you take greats and ask them who they think the GOAT is, right? They say Jordan. I mean, like maybe LeBron be like, no, I'm the one, right? Because he's full of himself. But like majority of people look up to other people, right?
Pippen even said that Jordan was better. I mean, LeBron was better.
Oh, I'll clip that.
No, clip it. It's true. It's on there. Go to YouTube. Pull it up.
A clip like
Pippen also thought he could be the man and went to Portland and flopped.
Yeah. Pippen also had a little bit of beef with Jordan too.
Man.
So that's
He's
that's
got
a little.
he's got a lot of beef with him
that's a
now
little-
because of Jordan's son.
That's a little.
With his
that's a
ex-wife.
little bias right there.
And I'm not listening. LeBron is at the
Well,
top
I mean,
for a
and-
reason.
Yeah, Pippen's had beef with Jordan for a while because they talk about this. He asked him all those years you played.
Right there.
All those years you played with Michael Jordan, how many times did y'all go out to eat? He said none.
None.
Well, Michael Jordan wasn't about that, man. He was about working. not
And
having
gambling.
Yeah, well, you could back it up. Dude could play some golf.
It's so unfair, man. If somebody's 6'6", somebody's 6'9", that's so tough. That's why I said Jordan is the GOAT and LeBron is the greatest player of all. Jordan is the greatest shooting guard of all time. LeBron is the greatest player of all time.
Man, but that's your opinion. But like, it's and I don't think it should
That's
be.
communism.
His belly button.
It's just
It's statistics. It's all. Look at
That's
the
a
numbers.
stinky belly
This
button
man is
right there.
leading almost on everything, man.
You must have it. You must have an Audi. Everybody has innies.
No, I got an 80. Nah. I can't stand it. They compare them because I think there would
They
be
are
no
kind of
LeBron
two
if there was no Jordan.
Folks, this is what communism sounds like.
No.
LeBron James, the best basketball player to ever live.
No.
Wrong.
He is, man. That guy is gonna go down in history. He's still
Coach
playing
is
right
brutal, man.
now.
But we started this episode.
It's because it's a softer league.
We started this episode. It's like we're trying to find what y'all have in common. So
We did. We found some.
So both of you guys like you like soccer, known for flopping. You like LeBron James, known for flopping.
flopping.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
another
there you
one.
go.
Yeah,
Right.
he's part owner of Liverpool for a reason.
Yeah.
Soccer's a weak sport.
they should
Basketball's a
just name
better
it
sport. So
Floppers.
yeah.
Wait,
Liverpool
hold on.
floppers.
Like
Soccer's the world sport, and your best athletes play soccer. And
So,
they make more money. Than
he does
basketball players.
he does have a point.
I know it's the most viewed.
Soccer is the most viewed and
then football.
known in the world,
Yeah.
right? But I could say that basketball players are better athletes than soccer players. Can we agree on that?
I'm good. You know what?
Conditioning's about.
I would
Well,
say
soccer players are running
not because I want to
nonstop.
agree with him, but I would say no to that. I would
Well-
say soccer players are more. I think because the running.
Condition.
Nonstop.
No, that's just different between conditioning. Right.
Athleticism's probably about the same.
All right,
depending
cool.
on
You
the-
take the greatest
One's using their feet,
greatest
one's
soccer
using
player, right? You say Pele, Messi, Ronaldo. Who's in your opinion? I don't care who you
Pele.
pick.
Let's just say Pele.
Yeah, I probably would say Pele too.
No, I wouldn't.
Go ahead.
Pele was good, but as a total,
This
The
is
game-
this
the
is
game
celebrity
is-
deathmatch,
the
coach.
game is so different.
There's the argument in basketball.
My-
With
my-
LeBron and Jordan.
It's like a 1A and 1B because I put Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo up there because they've been doing it for so long.
All right, cool. It's a tag team match. Okay, Jordan and LeBron James.
I'll take Messi. I would personally take Messi over Ronaldo because I think Messi's a little bit less selfish. They play two different positions. Messi's a midfielder / forward. Cristiano Ronaldo is a forward, and his job is to score goals. So he wants
Small
to take,
forward and
he's gonna-
shooting guard.
he wants to
I
take-
no.
Yeah,
I'm
it's the
tying.
same thing.
I'm tying it
Cristiano
together,
Ronaldo
right?
wants
But
to take
we
shots.
said this is going to be a celebrity death match. Ronaldo and Messi, right, are teammates versus Jordan and LeBron James as teammates doing what an Olympic who would be the better athletes, right? This is no longer
Together?
About, yeah, who
Oh my
as
goodness.
a team wise.
Wait. If you want to mess things up, you put Curry with LeBron and Jordan.
Wait, you're adding too many players.
He's
right?
gonna be up there too.
Like,
at
what are
one
we
point.
doing? Running relays? Okay, cool. They're running the 800, right? 800, right? Each one of them's going to run 400. Who's going to win that one?
Oh man,
right?
soccer.
Who's going to win what?
800s.
Between who?
Messi, Ronaldo versus LeBron and Jordan. Who's a better athlete? Who's better athletes?
Oh, the soccer players. I gotta say that.
800 is a sprint.
No. 800 meters is a sprint these days.
Yeah.
It's
Here we go. Here's the
Longest.
hypothetical matchup with Messi and Ronaldo against Jordan and LeBron playing American football.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, LeBron James played wide receiver.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
He's
That wouldn't really be
5'7".
fair.
Messi's tiny.
Yeah.
149 pounds. Ronaldo 6'2". He's tall.
Wow.
Yeah, but 6'6", 216. He's light in the
6'9",
pants.
250.
4.6 seconds to bleed in high school basketball IQ.
Look at their speed, though. So
Top speed, 21 miles per hour.
vertical leap 30 inches.
You know,
Ronaldo.
if they were to race in the 800 meter,
Okay.
those 4 guys,
Looks like Ronaldo would win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
no,
21 miles per
I'll
hour.
pick Jordan because his competitiveness.
Okay.
And he would outrun everybody in training, and I'm talking about back and forth.
if they train for it, right? Like it's a different game because Ronaldo he's a gym freak too, right? That's one thing I could say about these athletes: Messi, Ronaldo, and Michael Jordan, right? And I'm pretty sure LeBron James trains too, but I think he's more dependent on his God-given size.
LeBron and Jordan win.
What?
Jordan wins by a second
You're welcome.
or by a tenth of a second.
Right.
Or no, it's a whole second. Ronaldo's 150 to 155.
Here's the deal.
Messi 150
So
to 2
with
minutes.
soccer players, they don't run the entire game. You're not running an entire 90 minutes. You have 2 45-minute halves, stoppage time. So let's say 200 minutes.
Conditioning is different.
You're playing for 200 minutes. Soccer is about short, intermediate bursts of speed, but maintaining your training to where you can play if you're playing 90 minutes regulation, you want to be able to be as efficient at the end as you are at the beginning. So you train to play 85 minutes.
Yeah,
Because most players, there's not a lot of most guys don't get subbed in until the last 3 or 4 minutes a game plus stoppage time. So, here's for those that understand how soccer works, and we go with how it works in Europe. You have your squad, and then they have their travel squad, and they have their home squad. On their home squad, they dress more players. You're not going to see the pitch.
Uh-huh.
If your number, so you got your starting 11, and you got your first 3 or 4 guys on the bench. Most games in the Premier League, you have 4 subs, 4 to 5 subs. They don't use them all. And guess what? You get dressed if you're the 12th or 13th player on the bench to get in. You show up. You're ready. You have to be ready to play because some guy gets jacked up in pregame. You got to get ready to go, but you're going to sit the bench, and if it's the 88th minute, and you have 3 minutes of stoppage time, and you're getting ready to sub in, that you're going to get at least 4 to 5 minutes. People look at me like, man, that's a waste of time. Is it? I'd rather have 4 or 5 minutes of actual game time. So, for the most part, most of the guys that are out there on the field are playing the full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
There's hardly any subs.
But I agree with you that soccer players are more of an endurance athlete compared to, but I think basketball players will be the best overall athlete, as in athleticism, speed, vertical, and sometimes even strength, right?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes even strength, because like if you start going powerlifting, then you guys, I'm not even sure soccer players lift weights, but like if we're talking about the other aspects, like there has to be a toughness required. I think that's what basketball nowadays lacks, right? Like back in the days, it was blood battles. Like people had to wear masks to make sure that the eyes don't pop out because something's going to happen. But now it's like you're too close. In soccer, a red or yellow flag comes out. In basketball, you just flop. There's
Red or yellow flag.
Yeah.
Red or yellow card.
cards. Yeah,
But
but
they flopped in the 90s too, big time.
I'm not saying that they never. I'm saying what's more prevalent, right?
Yeah.
Right. But
it wasn't as obvious as it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, like,
That's what
how
happens
much
when you
of
own Liverpool. You go over there during the off season, learn how to flop around.
how much of the toughness
learn from Mo
plays?
Salah.
How much of the toughness plays in overall athleticism, right? Like you think of like UFC, right? That's a tough sport, right? Why wouldn't you consider them as the best athletes compared to, we'll say, basketball players?
If I were to say what sport to me, is more athletic, I would say football.
I'm a big football guy, but
Them boys
I
strong.
think basketball players has overall, because even the biggest center are phenomenal athletes. Where like we have offensive linemen that's almost 400 pounds. They bench 400 pounds, but they're not going to beat Ronaldo in a run. You know, so
Well,
like
you got to enter hockey into the chat.
oh, they're tough. Oh yeah,
Right? No hockey.
Oh man, you're from New York. Didn't you like play hockey?
Street hockey, but I don't
He
think
played butt ball up there. Man. That's what they did up there.
No, I don't
He
know.
used to get hit in the back all
Wall
the time.
ball.
Yeah, wall ball.
That's
you know.
why. That's why he's all messed up here, man. LeBron James, the best basketball player ever.
Greatest.
Threw
I'm sorry.
basketball.
He
in my
likes
hand.
brown gravy too.
He probably likes In-N-Out better than Whataburger too.
He probably does. That's communism as well.
Honestly, neither one of them are that good. So-
No, they're not. I'll go to P. Terry's or Mighty Fine.
And we got a little
Yeah,
burger.
Mighty Fine.
You know who the
bobblehead
best
right here.
athletes in the world
Nolan
are?
Ryan bobblehead.
Cooks.
No, you know who the best athletes in the world are? Just for the sheer training and what they do?
Triathletes.
No,
Boxing.
swimmers.
Oh wow.
Look at Michael Phelps, dude.
He's an anomaly.
you
That guy's
can't-
got a wingspan.
Well, I mean,
of
but think about it.
a
Look at what
18 wheeler.
look at the training that they do. Swimming as much training as they do, and I mean, look at the Dutch, the Australians. My God, the Italians are good. I mean,
Now you're getting into Olympic sports and stuff
You
too.
can't,
Well, I mean,
you can't do that. Like that's
yeah, you can. I
What about
love
curling?
watching the swimming events.
What about
no,
curling?
swimming's good, but you can't say
Man,
that.
if you can hold a beer while you're doing it, I'm down for it. You know, get me out there. There's a curling club in South Austin off Brody Lane.
Yep.
I would love to win the $600 million shot.
I'm
I'd
saying,
build
like,
a curling club down here in Kyle
Michael Phelps
with an
has
indoor soccer center, no basketball allowed.
he has his. Okay, I swim more than probably all y'all, but Michael Phelps has his accolades of.
Bass aren't swimming, bro.
Yeah, he has his accolades
You
For
and your
gold
Bed
medals
Bath
to
and
the
Beyond
Y.
over there.
for gold medals and whatever, right? And swimming is a really hard sport, but it's really hard for me to say that they're the best athlete, like overall.
No, I mean, because for what they have to
I don't
do.
consider a jogger a best athlete either. And a swimmer is just somebody who jogs in the water.
I know. Well,
don't know
by
about that,
definition,
man.
like to be an athlete is you have to compete in a
It's
sport.
endurance.
So like you can almost say like NASCAR drivers are athletes, same way as ping pong players because they're in the Olympics. And now we have pickleball, right? Like you can't say I'm up there. My gold medal in pickleball is same as
Well, that's ludicrous because pickleball is not an Olympic sport.
it is.
You've been soaking in the bath too long, bro.
No, pickleball will be
You
in
and
the
your
next
bass over
Olympics.
Is it coming to LA?
Yeah, I think pickleball is going to be the next Olympics. You got to look it up. I don't
You're
like
making
pickleball.
stuff up, man.
Pickleball.
You're like the liberal left over there.
Man,
You're just
look,
making up
I don't
stuff.
like pickleball. I think it's up there as a game
What is
with like
pickleball?
Monopoly.
It's a paddle and a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's tennis with a wiffle ball that they play in old folks' homes and in kindergarten. So the athlete range is from 4 to 400.
Okay, if you wanna talk about people that do amazing feats of strength and are just like
Wrestling.
amazing at what they do, no. Sherpas, man.
Oh yeah,
What?
The Sherpas. Dude, Sherpas.
they're the ones that
The guys that lead the expeditions up to Mount Everest.
Not quite yet, but
that
they're
have
trying.
climbed Everest more than anybody in the world and get no credit, carrying packs, multiple packs, hundreds of pounds, and they're like this tall.
They're not that tall, but yeah,
Shut up.
but
They
small.
are. They're like, hey, when I see them on that mountaintop, they look like this tall.
Yes, yes, yes.
But Sherpas, man, look at what they do.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal feats.
You see a Sherpa that's like 25 years old, he looks 95.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they go in the hardest place on earth carrying.
Not for the 2028 Olympics, possibly in 2032 in Brisbane.
Like,
More
they're
than likely.
trying.
See, Chris was sniffing glue before he came in.
Okay. I'm just saying, but like, there's this whole trend of people wanting to play pickleball, right? And
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It gets people active.
yes, I agree with that.
You're
but
anti-activity, man.
no, but with
Why
your
you
saying,
anti-pickleball?
but with your saying, it's like these athletes are the same. Like we went from
I
LeBron
didn't say they
James,
were the same.
Ronaldo,
Did I
Phelps.
say they were the same?
We're going to lose friends in this
Come
episode.
on, brown gravy guy. I didn't say that. I don't
I
eat
was in the
turkey.
feds
I
with
don't
not.
eat-
And
LeBron James, the best basketball player ever.
the battle's with him. I got nothing to do with it.
Chris just likes to instigate things.
Yeah.
He does.
Have you guys played pickleball? I know
Never.
James, you have a couple paddles.
I played
Probably
bird.
not
I
play
played with
pickleball.
one with the
I
little
got enough for
fake bird.
for
That's
8 of us to play.
badminton.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a name for it, but yeah.
So have you played?
No, I have not.
So look, okay, cool, ready? Now the debate could end with them playing pickleball to determine who's right, Jordan or
He don't
LeBron
even know
James.
what pickleball is. He thinks you're out there with pickles running around.
Well,
He's the
he
one
does
that
like pickles.
He's the only one who likes pickles. I go to a barbecue joint based on
for
their
the
pickles.
pickles.
Hey, it tastes the best. I'm sorry.
Communism, dude.
I have a
I don't
friend
know.
who
I live in
uh,
Texas,
who
but I
said
don't like
a,
barbecue.
who said a cucumber is just a poor man's pickle
Not true.
because you haven't pickled it yet.
Not true. No.
Just a regular cucumber.
I mean,
Ray, do
technically,
you own cowboy boots?
No.
That's a
I wouldn't.
okay.
I did
Wait, hold
one
on.
time when I used to work at Shepherd's. I think it was called something like that.
Sheplers?
I think so.
Sheplers?
I forgot the name of the place, but
What
I
would they sell? Western
I sold
wear?
boots.
They sell Western wear. Cowboy hats.
Yeah.
Sheplers.
Is that what it's called?
Shepler.
Sheplers. Where was this at? Mesquite?
No, in South Park Meadows.
Yeah, it was a Sheplers.
Shepherd's.
So,
Whatever. But I sold boots. I wore them. I'm not. I'd rather wear some Timberlands.
On the last episode you was on here, Ray,
Timberlands.
right? We asked
Working
Daryl.
man
He's
boot.
14.
We asked Daryl if we could give you a hallway pass of "Are you a true Texan?" And then since then we realized you don't have a grill, nor does it you have cowboy boots. So the question
And he
is,
doesn't like barbecue.
Okay, just on those two, what's more
Like an
important,
imposter.
What's more important than what?
barbecue grill or cowboy boots to be a
Yes,
Texan?
all of it.
Okay, cool.
No, that doesn't.
You're
make
wearing
you
an
a
Austin,
Texan.
Texas shirt for
I
the
want
bling
it.
bling bar.
I want it, and I wouldn't
And
choose
you
to
wear
wear
that
it.
with pride.
Arms look good, but you know what I mean. But look, I love Texas. Like I've been here for years.
I love
already.
Texas too.
But
But Austin,
if I were to say where was the best place I lived, I'm gonna hurt your heart a little bit, but it's Florida.
Communism.
No.
Florida.
I lived in
Florida.
Florida. Florida's pretty cool.
Yeah, Florida.
So,
the fishing's amazing. You know.
I'm not going to disagree with that. All I can tell you is when some arbitrary, crazy news story pops up on the feed,
Florida man.
you bet, and somebody says, "Where do you think that's from?" I bet you $100 it's Florida.
Well, that's
I
where
will
the
be
guy
the
was eating
richest
bath
man
salt
in
and
Buda, Kyle,
Yeah,
Texas.
biting,
eating people's
yeah,
faces on the
biting
side of the
cops'
road.
faces off.
Well, I forgot what that was called.
It was bath salt.
But yeah, that was in Miami. Yeah, I believe.
A lot
Yeah,
of
but
Florida
like
man stories out of
is Florida man is just like the people of Walmart, right? Is captured because everybody's on vacation with their phones out.
Florida
Right.
is little New York.
That's not
Man,
that's not a selling
Okay.
point.
But I mean, like everybody from New York moves to Florida. So when you
Because
go
it's
to
warm.
Florida, you basically feel like you.
I was stationed in Florida.
Hey, that's where Jerry Seinfeld's parents
So-
went. They went to Del Boca Vista.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was stationed in Florida. My ex-wife is from Florida, and I try to explain to her that Florida is like a retirement community, as in the pace of life, right? That it's more casual because majority of people are on vacation, and that's kind of like the urgency. And where California is, they're too busy trying to be somebody, right? That's the difference between, because geographically it's on the same equator line, right, on Florida, except for the left and right portion of the country, right? But I don't think New York. I've been to New York. I like New York. New York people are so rude, right? But at least they're straight. They're blunt. They're straight to the things. I don't like this. Move
That's
on.
Atlanta people.
Oh,
Yeah.
At least in the airport.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I like
people of
Atlanta.
Atlanta, which is it's an anomaly in Georgia because people in Georgia are super friendly. In Atlanta, they are very succinct and to the point. They come across as being very arrogant. I mean, they're really not. It's just how they are.
oh yeah. But
Atlanta is a different.
But it's the same thing in Texas. Like we're probably more passive aggressive than any other state, right? Like
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Do you know anybody in particular that might be a little?
No. I know I'm looking at you, but it's just in general. Like we're very
I know
witty.
the answer.
We're very
You look like an orange Skittle over there.
we're very witty, but it's always like
Witty's not the word I would use.
with a compliment, but then also address the things, right? But you said in our chat that that people are a lot nicer in Texas, right?
Yeah, because Texas actually cares.
Yeah.
If somebody's broken down, somebody will
Passive
stop.
aggressive.
You see what I'm saying? And in
Yeah.
New York,
No.
you broken down, they gonna look right past you.
I'll drive right by you since you don't like barbecue.
I'll pop your tire if you driving by somehow.
You won't catch me because your car.
You know, when I was in New York, I thought people in Texas rode horses to work and stuff.
There's that stereotype.
Yeah,
You know-
and was it the thing that floats? I don't know what that's called.
Tumbleweeds.
Yeah, I thought that's what you would see, and I came
floats.
down here.
You
I
do
was
when you're out
like,
West Texas. Or
really see,
over.
boy, when I came, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, this is gonna be weird. And I'm like, why do they say y'all so much? Boy, I was here about 3 years later. I'm like, what's up,
Yeah.
y'all? I'm like, dang.
See, like back to earlier what you're saying, like even in Texas, there's different cultures because Texas is so big. But internationally, right, wise, like people don't realize traveling from one part of Texas to another part in Europe is going across countries,
But
right?
that's the same thing with Texas.
yeah.
I go see my
I'm-
mom in
I'm-
Tyler,
I'm talking about Texas, yeah.
and I've pulled to a place. I don't want to say the name, and I looked at my wife. She looked at me, and I was like, "We gotta go. we
Probably Jasper.
we don't belong here." Like it
It
didn't
was
feel
you
right.
were either in Jasper, Grand Saline, Quinlan. Wait, you were going. Hold on, you were going
Towards
to
Tyler.
Towards Tyler. How did y'all go?
I don't know.
You're so helpful.
14.
From here?
I know the name of it. Yeah,
From here?
I don't
Oh,
want to say the
man.
name, but you know, even the town looks.
See-
there's
see-
certain towns that just look
see-
like you don't belong there.
So I'm right between you guys. I remember MapQuest and printing it out, and I'm also remembering my dad telling me that one of the things that you got to do is have an atlas in your car, right? So the newer generation is Google everything, right? Map everything, and they don't know how to read
No, I'll
maps.
just drive, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Once I got a full tank of gas, I'll explore.
But that's
What's the town start with?
you
No,
Google.
these
start,
people
let's
listening
start
to
with
this don't
wrapping it
know.
up. We're at 2
Athens.
hours.
Huh?
Athens.
Well, Athens is an awesome
The more
town,
y'all talk,
dude.
the more I have to edit.
Athens isn't
Yeah,
like that.
I know. We went all over
It
the
don't
place.
look like that.
No, Athens
We'll pick
is
it back up.
Athens is a very friendly town. Grand Saline,
There's a lot of
Where's that
editing in this one, isn't there?
it's in that area.
Where
So
we start?
Grand Saline was a town where
Is irrelevant.
up until the early '90s, the fans segregated in the football stands.
Wow. Wait, how old are you guys?
I'm 42.
You?
54.
You?
36. We went over that already.
He's
So who's
youngest.
the oldest here in the room?
Daryl.
Daryl.
Daryl-
He's 36.
Daryl by a year. I'm 53.
Are we still recording?
Although I graduated
Always.
in 91.
Okay.
Before you sat down, yeah, it's editable.
What
Maybe.
do you remember growing up that's so different from right now?
Oh,
Like that stands out.
lack of interracial dating.
Really?
You want me to be blunt with you? So
Yeah.
in my hometown, we had what was called East End. That's where most of the black people lived. And I grew up with these. There's some friends of mine. I loved going over there, man. Hung out over there quite a bit. But man, when that sun started to set, it was known by people that if you're white, you need to get out of there. I don't agree with that assumption that was made. It was very presumptuous to think that it's the same thing coming over to other parts of the city. When at a certain point when black families began to move into other parts of Silver Springs, there was an old guard in my hometown. For those in Silver Springs listen to this, this is true. So we're pulling back the curtain a little bit into the racialness, the racial divide that existed in my hometown for a long time. That was not happy about that. There was a known Klan presence in Silver Springs and in Northeast Texas. I tell people all the time that Northeast Texas and into East Texas, where where your people at Tyler, Longview, Dangerfield, Lone Star, the Piney Woods,
He's just calling out all the racist communities.
were more racist than parts of the South
Wow.
in this country.
It's left
Remember, the state of Texas, again, hey, Beto, you're not very bright because you sat there in your little speech, whatever it was, the No King's Day, whatever the hell it was, talking about how, you know, we fought to end slavery. We upheld slavery in this state. The state of Texas was a part of the South. We were the last state to emancipate the slaves.
Wow.
That's why we have Juneteenth. You know that, right?
Mm-mm.
The Juneteenth holiday in the state of Texas was the emancipation of slaves in Galveston, Texas.
Wow.
Because Texas was the last state to hold out. Because after the Civil War, let's just remind people, brief little Texas history lesson here. Let's just remind people that when the Civil War was over, the United States asked us to rejoin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were fine
Yep.
on our own. They asked
still
us
would
to
be.
rejoin.
So-
But we were the last state. I'm telling you, we again in my
1845.
hometown, Hispanics, we're not a large Hispanic population, and they're a valuable asset to the community, man. You know, when I go up there, man, I love hitting the taquerias, and man, you'll see this white boy ponying up and getting, don't give me that white people salsa, man. I want that stuff that burns, bro. I want the good stuff. And I don't go to my hometown as often as I should. My parents are still up there, and there's a certain level of, of ambivalence from me. I'm not embarrassed to be where I'm from, but I am embarrassed because I see people I went to school with that are so close-minded. They're either super duper liberal, that they have scales on their eyes, or they're so ultra conservative. MAGA people. There's nothing against MAGA people. I know that they refuse to see other viewpoints. They're quick
Close-minded.
They're quick to point out the splinter when they have the plank in their eye.
Oh.
They're very hypocritical, and it's hard for me. They're very critical of illegals in this country. I've taught them. They're good people. The ones I've taught have been good people. I know their families, and I consider them family, and I love them. And we would do the same thing if we went to a building, to an embassy, to apply for asylum, and told it would take 15 years or 10 years. But hey, if you pay me $6,000, I can cut that down to 2 years. That's wrong. The system's corrupt. So I mean, there's a lot of things, but like in my hometown growing up, you didn't see interracial dating. That was
crazy.
It was not acceptable.
That really
Blacks had their church, whites had their church.
that surprised.
You said blacks had their church and whites had their church.
Mm-hmm. So
What?
Yeah.
There were what I would consider to be predominantly Southern Gospel Baptist churches that were.
So what did
probably
they think?
black.
There was a
I mean,
white
it's
Jesus
still
and a
kinda
black
that way
Jesus or
a little
something?
bit,
Well,
but you're
Jesus
still
was
welcome to come
dark-skinned.
in. There's still churches that are
yeah,
segregated
still-
that
still-
way, but you're still a white person can walk into a black church right now and you might get
You're
looked
gonna
at,
get
but
looks.
you're going to be welcome and loved. Back
I
then
don't
it
believe
would-
that.
Back then
See-
it'd be different.
See,
Back and forth,
it's crazy how they divide us, man. Like
Yep.
I've known white people in New York that speak like we speak. I've heard them use that word and all that, know. It's where I'm from. Like, we all came up from the same thing.
Yeah, but
And I feel like if you came up with me in the same place or he came up it doesn't bother me. We all came from the
Right.
bottom.
see,
So it doesn't hurt me.
diversity takes time, and like what Coach was talking about, as Texas was one of the last states to abolish
The last.
was the
We were
last
the last.
state to abolish slavery. So it takes time. But I was surprised because the question was what is missing now than then, because like state to state experience, right? I know it's a different time experience, but like I grew up in a very diverse childhood, right? So it's not only just by time, it's also like areas too. And same thing as you could say about New York, right? I mean, the whole city was discovered by immigrants, right? Like literally, that's how people came from Europe and literally created these boroughs, right? And that's just how that happened. But there's still racism in New York. And I'm not saying it's as prevalent as it is now, but I guarantee you, like, and that's just like what you're talking about media, like it's division. It's separation. It's me and you can't be friends because you're a Dallas fan, and letting that break that tie, right? Is I'm a little darker, therefore we're different and we can't get along. the whole point of this podcast was to find what we have in common, right? Like our church is very diverse, our friendship very diverse.
Hey, we're all
right?
different.
I'm more concerned about your lack of love for barbecue than I am
But
yours.
we could joke about that things, but that's not going to divide us. Just like how we said that, like, it's okay to have a Dallas Cowboy fan as your friend, right? It's okay, right?
We know what Super Bowl trophies look like.
5 of them.
Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah.
I think
been
I
a
heard
long-
my
it's
sister-in-law
been a
say
while.
something
It's
over
been
the
a long
weekend. She
time.
said they haven't won since she was born. So something like
It's
that.
been over 30 years.
There was like a 1995 interview with Jerry Jones, like promising God, right? Like if I could just win one more, right? And I sent that
Well,
video.
It's not going to happen.
Well, one more, and he won his third, and that's the reason why you guys haven't done that, because he actually made a covenant with God, right? Like we could talk about biblical stories on. Let's make sure we like pray for things the right way.
Look how young he was.
Oh yeah, he looks.
So, growing up in North Texas, I mean, so your generation's different than mine. My generation grew up rooting for teams. You're grow up rooting for players.
Yeah,
because like for me, man, until Deion Sanders and Terrell Owens came to play for the Cowboys, I couldn't stand them. The moment they put that star on, you're my guy now. I don't know how other Cowboy fans feel about this.
I agree.
Early on in his ownership of the Cowboys, it was about winning.
Yep.
It was about winning. So you hired Jimmy Johnson.
Yep.
And again,
Great
I've
coach.
said this before. When the conditions of sale was whoever bought the team had to fire Tom Landry. He just whoever bought. I mean, you could have dug up anybody to buy the team, and they were going to have to fire Tom Landry. The way he did it was classless, and I'm sure that's something he probably regrets. But somewhere along the way, it became less about winning and more about this. The most valuable sports franchise in the world today is that one right there.
Oh man, it hurts me to tell you this. Like, so I moved to the States when I was 8, and that's right in the prime of the Super
It
Bowl.
hurts you to say this?
No, Super Bowl reign. So I didn't know any better but I came from Korea to Texas.
He was a Cowboy fan.
You know, so all I knew was Dallas Cowboys. Like my godmother, right, sent me Troy Aikman placards, and I know all this. So I was a Dallas Cowboys fan. So let me clarify this.
Do I need to mute his mic?
No, I'll clarify this, right? So in 1 Corinthians 13, it says, when I was a child, I thought I was a child, but when I became man, I gave up childish ways. At 18, I realized that I could make a choice of rooting for a team from the conception. And that's why I'm a Houston Texans fan, right? Because I grew up and gave
gone
away my
downhill
childish
ever since.
ways, right? But I remember the Jerry Jones thing, right? And him going to Miami and everything else. You say that it's about the money, and Dallas Cowboys is probably the best sports franchise ever. Like, if I could buy a franchise to make money, Dallas Cowboys, right? Even though I could dislike them, right? It's a business transaction. Jerry Jones wouldn't get off the sideline. I think it's a pride issue.
It is
like,
a pride issue.
He ran into Jimmy Johnson like, I have to have it my way. And that's the reason why.
It wasn't so much have it his way. He wanted credit.
Oh yeah, well, regardless,
You're
it's a
signing
pride
checks,
thing.
bro.
Yeah.
You're signing
Yeah.
checks.
So even like,
Make no mistake about it. The man who orchestrated those Super Bowl wins is sitting on Fox News, Fox NFL every Sunday, and just got put in the Ring of Honor. Is Jimmy Johnson, and there's nowhere else he could have done it because he didn't do it in Miami. He did it in Dallas because until they put that salary cap in, they were able to win. That guy right there, and much props to him, because the reason why NFL owners make the money they do right now is because of that man right there.
but so,
It's because of him. He was the Al
absolutely.
Davis of modern times.
oh, absolutely.
But the guy that orchestrated the Cowboys Super Bowls is Jimmy Johnson. Because without Jimmy Johnson, when you sit down, he takes credit for this trade of Herschel Walker. It was Jimmy Johnson. You take your most marketable player, you contact a team that's dumb enough. Are you a Vikings fan?
no,
Minnesota Vikings? You don't like the NFL anyway.
Yeah, I don't watch football.
So you contact a team with a general manager that's dumb, Mike Lynn, okay? and you're like, hey, what would you give up for Herschel Walker? What would you like? Okay, well, we'll take these players. We'll offer you these players, and then there's draft picks attached to them. So the way the deal originally worked was, if they kept the player, they
conditional
lost,
picks.
the pick.
Absolutely.
They
I was
lost
going to
the
say
pick.
that. Yeah.
And call them back up, and they were able to work out to where they kept some players, and they got all those picks. From those picks, you get Emmitt Smith, Daryl Johnson, Alvin Harper,
Larry Allen,
Mark Stepnoski,
Yeah.
Larry Allen.
Right.
You get the
Moose
blueprint.
Johnson. Yeah.
You get the
Jay
blueprint.
Novacek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Kevin Smith.
Jay Novacek.
Daryl Woodson.
Jay Novacek was not a draft pick. He was a Plan B free agent. Before they had like true free agency, they had this thing called Plan B free agency, where teams had to protect a certain number of players.
Yep.
Jay Novacek played for the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
He played for the Phoenix Cardinals because they were
So-
Phoenix.
so
back
on
then.
a business
And so
standpoint-
they left him open. Jimmy Johnson swept him up, and he revolutionized the tight end position for the Cowboys.
So
Best tight end they ever had.
So
other than
Jerry
Jason Witten.
Jones gets not only just these picks, but he used them well.
No, Jimmy Johnson got
Sorry.
the picks.
So the
Let's make that
contingency
clear.
picks that he got, right, was like if they play so many downs or if they played on the field. If they didn't, they will
got the
get
pick.
another draft pick. And that was a money transaction. He is a businessman, right?
Well, he was a football guy that understood business, understood how. I mean, because look, I mean, in one of the drafts, the Cowboys had a lower draft pick. I told my friends, I said, "You watch, the Cowboys are going to trade up, and they're going to take Russell Maryland, defensive lineman from the University of Miami." Guess what they did? Traded up, and guess what they picked? Because Russell Maryland played for Jimmy Johnson, Miami.
It's not the case now, right? But like at the time, Jerry Jones was the general manager and owner, right?
Still is.
Right? No, his son is the general.
No, he's the general manager. and
Yeah,
owner.
because he's a puppet. Yeah,
His son's the VP of
get
player
it.
personnel.
So-
He's the guy that makes
but
the
like
decisions.
that's unheard of. That's why he wants the credit because it's a pride thing, right? I mean, like you have the Belichick's that was a GM and coaches. That happens, but normally you split responsibility so that way you could actually build a team, right?
The dude's like Skeletor, man.
Oh,
And again, I've always been a big fan of Jerry Jones, and I like what he's done for the Cowboys. But it's hard as a young man that grew up watching the Cowboys to see the state of the franchise now, and to see them sign players to large contracts
and then just ship them off.
Yeah, well, not so much that, but to sign them to big contracts, to reward them for what they did the first few years they were playing for them.
So,
And that's just not. It's financial mismanagement. If it were corporate America, he would have been fired a long time ago.
two questions because this is something that I wanted to ask you with the Cowboys, right?
Zero expectations, never disappoint.
No. One is it's like, do you really like Jerry Jones? Jerry Jones make a promise to God about only one more, and is that a coincidence that yeah? Is that a coincidence that you guys haven't been successful because he makes a covenant to God?
I don't believe it's a coincidence.
All right, cool. And the second question is, all right, best running back for the Dallas Cowboys, Emmitt Smith by far, right?
No,
Right.
Tony Dorsett.
Tony Dorsett. All right,
I
cool.
played golf with him.
because Tony Dorsett didn't have the offensive line that Emmitt Smith had.
All right.
Emmitt Smith had Tony Dorsett had Robert Newhouse, who was no Daryl Johnson. Robert Newhouse was a good player.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a good offensive line, but he didn't have Mark Stepnoski. He didn't have Larry Allen. He didn't have Nate Newton.
That's
Oh,
very close,
Nate
though.
Newton,
Let's see
yeah.
what Grok says.
He had a better offensive line.
So if you polled all the Dallas Cowboys fan best running back in their mind, the
You're
majority
going to
of
pick
people,
Emmitt Smith
Emmitt
because
Smith.
he's an NFL rushing
Yeah.
leader.
Because he played longevity and offensive lineman. But that's how I feel about LeBron James.
But they didn't grow up watching.
No, that's how I
old
feel about
school.
LeBron James. It's like he always had a team around him. He had longevity, right? It's in his favor,
Well, it's because he started playing after high school.
right? I mean, is in his favor. But like, who was Emmitt Smith? Like I think Barry Sanders was a better running back than Emmitt Smith.
Oh, 100%. He retired when he was 27.
Yeah.
To me, I've said this a lot, and I didn't grow up watching this guy play, but I've watched NFL highlight films. To me, the best running back to ever play in the NFL was Jim Brown. And Jim Brown wasn't originally a football player.
Yeah.
He went to Syracuse on a lacrosse scholarship. The man played professional football with no thigh pads, no knee pads, and then
well respected,
and very, very much and did it in a time like when blacks weren't getting recognition. I don't like the term African American. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be politically incorrect or anything because they're
We're not from Africa. I got you.
Yeah. And so Jim Brown walked away from the game long before he could have to go into acting.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Brown to go into acting and was a pretty dang good actor.
Mm-hmm.
Had some good roles. He was in the movie. He was in the movie The Dirty Dozen with those guys. Man, he was so good in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've just always been a big Jim Brown fan. I don't always agree with his politics, but man, you talk about a guy who left on his own terms to where he was physically and mentally capable of doing so many other different things. Made a career in Hollywood and then became a civil activist.
Amen.
And did more for the community out in California than
their own governor.
Yeah, than most people ever thought possible, and maintain that all the way up until present time. I've always been a big Jim Brown fan. I wish that young people today, because I have kids ask me, Coach, who's the best running back ever? I tell them Jim Brown. Man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, you're an idiot, dude. You need to go to YouTube, you figure out who Jim Brown is, because there's been some good backs in the league. Walter Payton. I'd put him number 2. 2A, Walter Payton. 2B, Barry Sanders. I would be hard-pressed. I mean, Emmitt Smith's in my top 5 just because he's an NFL rushing leader. I think Eric Dickerson was amazing. Adrian Peterson was pretty good.
Adrian Peterson was good.
Look at that. He played 8 years.
2.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Emmitt Smith, number 3. Tier 2, Barry Sanders.
LaDainian Thompson, Waco boy. He's Waco.
He was completely different.
Waco U, man. He was a killer.
So,
Adrian Peterson, he just got arrested again, didn't he?
Again?
Who?
Adrian Peterson?
I don't think so. I don't think it's the same Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson had.
No, I think he just got arrested yesterday.
Him and his wife are really activists and.
Unless it was a replay or something.
But on that same note, we can't put these athletes as they're not Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
We put on these pedestals expecting them to be perfect, right? No. They need the same grace that we need too, right?
And weapons charges.
Oh my goodness.
In Sugar Land. 2 days ago.
Has been involved in a number of incidents over the years, including domestic violence, child abuse, financial issues.
Yep.
And he'll just get a slap on the wrist.
Oh no, maybe not with a weapons charge.
He's from Palestine. He's an East Texas guy.
Man,
Palestine's up there around that Athens area.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it because they are in the spotlight? That's why this is on the news.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he used to be in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why are we talking about it? Is because
I just saw it pop up today on an algorithm feed.
Yeah, it's because it's popular because people looked up to. But
everybody's
Adrian Peterson, tier 2, tier 3.
I'm not judging him. I just said he was tier 2.
If I had to, I would.
Number 4 on the tier 2.
I'd take Eric Dickerson over him any day.
Well, Eric Dickerson's number
3. Eric Dickerson, another Texas guy. So look at this list. Barry Sanders, where's he from?
This is tier 2 now.
Yeah. Barry Sanders, he's an Oklahoma guy. LaDainian Thompson, Waco. Eric Dickerson, Texas. Adrian Peterson, Texas. Marshall Faulk, he's from somewhere. O.J. Simpson, Tony Dorsett, Pittsburgh. Earl Campbell, Texas.
Do you
Thurman Thomas, Texas.
Do you associate where they're from to where they grew up in high school and raised from, or where they play college football at?
Yes.
Both.
As long as he has Texas, they're
No, so
in.
I'm not smiling. I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
It is.
okay.
I associate that a lot.
Yeah.
I associate a lot because Tony Dorsett, where he's from, he was an exceptional talent from where he's from.
Uh-huh.
In Texas, he'd have been just another great running back.
Yeah.
Because Texas
Good
at
point.
one point produced the best running backs in the country,
You-
and then when the spread offense came, now we produce quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to lead on to. Like, if you look at the starting quarterback and where they played high school at in the NFL, like by far, right, the percentage favors people from Texas, and a lot of them in this,
Jalen Hurts, where's he from?
a lot of them in this area.
The Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. He's from Texas. His dad was a high school coach. You know that?
I don't follow football. Huh?
He's not a big football
Well-
person.
Communism.
What are we going to wrap it up on? Because if we don't wrap it up now, we're going to be here till 10 o'clock because Daryl will keep talking.
I will. You know me, man. I have things
He'll
to
figure
say.
out something else for us to keep going on.
I can.
So what
Yeah,
does
and I don't really like talking.
What did we find in the common ground? What kind of common ground did we find?
Well, I tell you what we found out is that Ray doesn't have a grill. He doesn't like barbecue. He don't like turkey.
we've already gone through all that, though. What was the common ground?
He's got his Trotsky card in there somewhere.
they both like
I think the
floppers?
common green is we agree on school. How
We
we
agree
feel
on
toward that.
school.
Yeah.
Coaching.
big time.
School stuff.
Yeah, I think our mindset is the same, but we're both coaches, so it doesn't really count.
Well, on that same thing, right? It's from denominations to sports team or whatever. If you, like you're saying about you reaching your students, we have to create a relationship, and in order to relate to somebody, is finding common ground. So if you walk into a room and you're trying to figure out why you're different, then your heart posture is already wrong.
Yeah.
But if you go to somebody and, hey, look, I want to relate to you in some aspect, right? And you find that common ground. All this divide, the separations, denominations to ethnical backgrounds, it doesn't matter, right? If you find the one truth and really know what
Yeah.
the one truth is, right?
Well,
So-
and for me, people ask me. I feel like I have I have varied interest. I can talk about anything, and I think I can relate to a wide spectrum of people. And someone asked me, well, why do you think that is? I look at a big part of it is my degree in history. I'm passionate about history. I love watching shows about travel. I love going places, but at the core, where it comes from,
It's that coaching and teaching
well,
all
it's
those
my
kids.
parents,
Yeah.
my mom and dad. It's from
Open-minded.
my granddad. My granddad had 10th grade education and valued education, and my parents taught me to look at someone for who they are,
Amen.
not what they are. And that's something I dropped the ball on for 50 some odd years, and something I've really begun to embrace. I used to be much harder about non-Texans.
I see he looked right at me. The whole time I was
you know,
waiting. I was like,
I
I
mean-
know he's looking at Chris right now, but I
he's
have a
just-
feeling he's going to
now
look
he's
to the
just
right.
teasing you. Before he would have been serious.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of it comes from my parents because, my mom really, during the summer reading program, go read books about different things and
Right.
watch a lot of shows about different things. When I tell people I like, love going to Broadway shows and musicals, man.
New York's good about that
They're
stuff.
like, what? They're
Yeah,
like,
music.
you? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we went and saw Wicked in London, England, man. It was freaking awesome. It was like one of the best experiences that I've had on one of the trips. I've gone to see flamenco dancing in Barcelona. I'm gonna go do that again this summer. It's just stuff like that, and and just having a greater appreciation for that. So it's I owe my parents a lot, and I don't give them that recognition enough.
Last episode he was talking about call your parents every day and stuff, and I think I felt guilty of that too, right? That we don't give enough recognition to our parents.
Yeah.
They weren't perfect, and we talked
No.
about this earlier. Man, we're all parents here, and we weren't perfect either, right? But we're learning as we go, and that's the part of it. It's like we got to keep an open mind. We got to make sure that, like, hey, our viewpoints can't be so clouded that we have to be right. Like, hey, relate to them and figure out, hey, why is this the case? Like what you're saying earlier, like we only know what we know, right? So having an open mind, me and you banter back and forth from base camp to text train, but as opinionated as you are sometimes with
really
that big belly button of
They're
yours,
facts.
right? Right, but you always keep an open mind. You keep that dialogue. Hey, why do you think so? Right. So is always an opportunity to learn. That's a teacher and coaching you.
So you know what we need to do?
Play pickleball.
Well, no, we need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
We need to take the Padawan under our wing and take him to like real barbecue places.
Not Salt Lake.
I have to come back here and give a review then.
Huh?
I have to come back
I
here
guess
and
we're
give a
never
review.
getting them as a sponsor.
I'm fine with that. They could bring it like we need to give you $1,000 check. I do not live by hypocrisy.
Ooh.
They need some Jesus though. Salt Lake needs some Jesus.
They need some
They're bringing a
barbecue.
new Roxy's restaurant to Buda.
I saw that.
It should be.
I
It's
saw
supposed
that.
to be good.
I'm really
See?
conflicted about going to
Well,
that
I'll
place.
just cut this part out then because we don't want to piss them off before they even
Well,
start.
I mean, I'm excited about them coming, but I'm
That's why.